Hello, everyone. Today we're here for the first race in the losers bracket for between Best Seed Rollers and Estemis Croustillants. And this is going to be a real tense one. Whichever team loses today is completely eliminated from the tournament. They're out and they're not coming back. But whoever wins will advance in the losers bracket and get ever so slightly closer to a chance at the champion title. This is going to be a pretty standard game. There's no special agreements, just nothings to missiles and cross-game models, which is something I imagine all of you are probably used to seeing by now. Nomad, any predictions for the race?
Um, Not too much other than that this is going to be a really good one. I mean, these teams have made it into the top 8, which already shows their skill level, but I think all of these runners have made really good routing decisions and like shown really good technical skill all throughout the Swiss round, so it's going to be great to watch.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm definitely favoring best seed rollers coming into this, but it's definitely not settled. These are both incredibly talented teams. Either of them could pull a victory out of this.
Absolutely.
All right, we're just waiting on Arrow Razor to start the race. It'll just be a little bit. So, bosses, which ones do you think we're going to be seeing today? Required or not, which ones do you think we're just going to be getting to see?
Huh. That's a tough call. I feel like we've gotten to see a decent amount of Chica this tournament, definitely more so compared to Echo exclusive tournaments in the past.
Absolutely.
And Amorbis has shown up quite a bit as well. So my money's on like probably a 40% chance for Amorbis, 25% chance for Chica, and like a 5% chance for Quad. Uh,
I'd say that's a pretty good odds. I'm thinking, yeah, probably I'm gonna say a Morbus and also Thardus because we always fight Thardus, don't we?
oh yeah. I guess like
Everybody fights
the
Thardus.
Yeah, and Flagra for that matter. Flagra is like almost a given how early it is, how low the requirements are, how often there's
You
something
say
either
that.
behind
You say
Flagra
that.
or Ghost.
Honestly, I'm not so sure about Flogger because it's I feel like it's a coin toss. Because half the time you get very astute and you're just out of there. You don't want to come back. You leave those checks for later and you hope that there was nothing important there.
Yeah, but I think there's also like getting wave locked as well can route you back there.
Absolutely.
I will say I give pretty good odds on lower mines. I feel like we've been getting a lot of that, not necessarily even for OP, but just like having to go to PMT for a key or an
MQB's
artifact.
been showing up a lot as well.
Yeah.
But I can definitely agree with that assessment. It seems like that's been showing up quite a lot, so lower mines isn't such a bad call.
Oh, and it looks like everyone is ready now, so we should be getting underway in just a few moments as soon as the stream catches up.
Yes, it'll just be a minute now. Just waiting on that countdown. I know my commentary is a little subdued, but I am really quite excited for this race.
Yeah, same here. So, first item. Both. E-tank, missiles, Echo Visor.
We'll see it in a moment. Space Jump First is coming up in just a second.
Is that progressive suit in UMOS 1? Interesting. Spicy start. And Amorbis just has a missile expansion, so nothing there. Amber Translator in Space Jump first, Alcove here. This is an unusual set of items to start out with. So we'll have to see what the runners make of that. Unfortunately, this means no starting missiles for our Prime players. They're going to have to either hope that missiles show up for them on the Dark Alpha Splinter fight, or they're going to have to go all the way to the vanilla missiles location, which is quite a trek from the starting spot. Meanwhile, we've got those splinters up on the top half of the screen with our Echoes runners. Looks like Bellator is just a few seconds ahead of Captain, taking down those initial splinters.
All right, I'm sorry, I'm back. I just had to make sure that the timers were all synced so that we would get the best viewing experience. Sorry to leave you on their own. Sorry to
Okay.
leave you on your own there, Nomad.
Yeah, no problem.
So we
But
already have an Echo's progressive suit, huh? That's fast.
yeah,
And Amber.
so
Definitely
Amber's
very
really
interesting.
nice because that's going to get a sand cache and a lot of hits. Ooh, Morph Ball for Prime on the Dark
Yeah,
Alpha.
man. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that. That does mean that if we find the bombs sometime soon, we might be able to get Ruined Calorie Tunnel, which normally we don't see until a bit later. Oh, there's our bombs now.
Oh, hey.
Speak of the devil.
Oh, no, it's Echoes Bombs.
Oh, you're right, you're right. Sorry, that was my mistake. They have similar models.
Ooh, an Arrow Razor triggering the fight here. Well, it looks like Haldadrin is kinda stuck without missiles for the time being. I didn't see whether they checked under landing site, which should be available now with the Morph Ball, but maybe a little reluctant to trek all the way back just in case they get missiles soon. Now, the nice thing about getting Echoes Bombs is that unlocks Transport B access here.
And Bellator's going for it. It's going to net Bellator the Various suit.
Arya.
That's very early. Did Captain
Yeah.
MD pick that up? Did Captain MD peek it?
Oh no, I think that Arrow is a little behind on getting to the Echo's bomb, so Captain just kind of cruised past it because of mistiming. Well, the good news for Captain at least is that won't have to continue trying this task jump.
Looks like, yeah. For a second, it looked like Captain was continuing to try for the slope jump. Normally,
Yeah,
a lot of the more skilled players go for the E dash because it's a lot more consistent. But technically, if you get task jump, the slope jump method, very very quickly, it can be slightly faster, but it's just not reliable at all. It's very very difficult to
yeah.
perform.
Oh, and there's Prime missiles right behind Echo's missiles. Granted, neither of these are launchers, so technically we don't have things in logic yet that are locked behind missiles, but I don't think our runners are going to be too fussed about that.
Yes, we're not going to be picky today. It's just not a winning strategy to wait for launcher.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Captain not going back to pick up that item in Transport B access just yet. I can't really blame him. There's a lot to explore here, especially in Hive Chamber B, and then can continue on to Aegon with that Amber Translator now.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
My prediction is they're going to do a moderate amount of Aegon and then pick up Transport B access after a warp to start, maybe about 10 minutes from now.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable call. Bellator is diverging a bit. We're going to the Aegon elevator and getting that key bearer hint. Did you see what it was? Oh, there's logical missiles in Hive Chamber B.
Oh, that's nice. So the key bearer hint was that it's a life support system for Prime, which could be
Ugh.
Gravity or Phazon, or could just be an E-Tank.
Yeah. And that's screw attack on Aegon Elevator. Transport to Aegon. But that
Missiles.
key bearer hint is an ill omen, certainly, because to get that, we
Yeah.
need to get the Dark Visor, and we need to go to Sky Temple Grounds, which we never want to go to Sky Temple Grounds. It's just not a great place to go.
No, not exactly check dense.
Not at all. And, of course, the one time you do want to go there is when you already have all of the stuff you need to go finish the game. It's just, Captain Envy is going back to get this item, to get the various suits, so we're not going to be deprived of it for a very long time, certainly.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a twist, but good news for Team Best Seed Rollers. And there's also an Echoes uh, Power Bomb expansion.
And Haldadrin is doing hints now. Reactor core, I see. Furnace. I don't usually see them check hints this way. They usually do it in the menu. PMT. Oh, that's a stinker.
There we go.
Path of Roots. Okay, so it's, plasma processing. Ouch.
Little annoying.
Mining station access. Okay, that's not a challenge at all. Ruined fountain. Okay, so either we got to do the trick or we got to do Flagra. I imagine we're probably
Flagra.
not doing Flagra though.
Yeah.
Did
unless
anyone
they just,
catch
like,
what the
have
first
time.
few artifacts were? Because I didn't realize that Haldadrin was actually checking artifacts until a bit too late. We have Mining Station B, Research Core, Reactor Core, Furnace, PMT, Path of Roots, Plasma Processing, Mining Station Access, and Ruined Fountain. Okay, that's not
As
too
sure,
bad.
our third commentator, essentially. And we got space jump boots in comm area.
Oh, that's a very
Alright.
nice find. That means that Bellator is going to be without those for a while. The gravity boost
Oh,
is exactly 2 rooms away from Mining Tunnel. That's what
Mining Plaza.
Mining Plaza. I didn't read the full thing.
So that could actually be Mining Station B, if I remember correctly, but it
Well, we have an
could.
artifact there, and there's only one item in MSB.
Oh, I missed the artifact part. So I guess that would
Yeah.
put it in Transport Center, is that? On the other
Yeah,
side?
yeah, that's it. That's Transport Center. The room with the. Oh, that's that. No, it's flamethrower.
That's. Oh, there's
Main power
BBs.
bombs from arrow rays are coming in.
We definitely have a lot of items coming in very quickly here.
Yes, especially for best seed rollers, they've been finding some good stuff. That space jump definitely is going to be a real game changer for Captain. I think because Bellator is going to be looking around at Aegon, going to be looking here, going to be looking there, not going to find it, and we're going to have to make a trip all the way back to Temple Grounds, which is not usually great. If there's something on DMT though, that could pay off. We do have bombs, so we don't really need the space jump as much as we normally would, but it's still really important that we get it.
Yeah, and I missed where prime bombs were, but if Haldadrin manages to get a hold of those and then picks up the Echoes PBs from Nursery, then that might send Bellator back into the GFMC loop,
Possibly.
especially after doing Jump Guardian here, because then he can pick up both items there.
Yes, the power bombs is definitely something we would want to see first because it means that we can get some of the power bomb locked items that are in Temple Grounds. We might even peek Grand Wind Chamber potentially. Oh, and there's
Yeah.
Spider Ball
Oh,
for our prime player.
that'll be nice, not have to worry about Furnace later on. Or not Furnace.
Oh, it was the
Dynamo.
missile door behind Hive Totem that apparently had our prime bombs. That's funny. The bombs were right next to each other.
Yeah, pretty much. So, it's kind of a toss-up as to whether Haldadrin is going to go in that direction or head further into mid-Chozo here. Hopefully goes back. Yep, headed that direction, so that's good news. Meanwhile, Arrows, found gravity in Lava Lake, is this?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just items everywhere.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah, there's so many items here, but I think at least for Echoes, we may soon be limited by the lack of beams. On Prime,
Yes.
it's a little longer until you start needing those beams, and so I think they've got a little bit more surface area to cover, particularly with Varia and bombs.
Yeah, I think you're right. We don't have Dark Beam, we don't have Light Beam. We also don't have Annihilator, so portals are off limits if we have to shoot them open. Oh, that's an Echo's Ball upgrade. Which one? That's a Cannonball. So we
Okay.
might hold off on that. Since
Yeah, it
Captain
looks
is
like it.
just heading
Saving
into
that.
Aegon, we're gonna have to get through Portal Access A. We're gonna have to get through the Mining Access A, which we need to get. So we definitely don't want to get Cannonball now while we have so many Orb Cannons in our future.
Yeah, just gonna tuck that away for a special occasion, just in case they need Chica or something like that.
Jump Guardian is just light ammo. No good.
But I do like this more thorough routing of Aegon first before doing the GFFC loop in general, just because that will make it a little more thorough when they do go through there. You can hop up on the
Yes,
ship.
yes. We can get DMT, we can... unfortunately, Bellator doesn't have main power bombs. Did they get an expansion at some point?
Yeah, there was one expansion earlier on. Also, Plasma Beam is in Cat West.
Oh, really? Oh, and
Yeah, that was
Sandcash
added to
has
Mining
Emerald
Station A.
Translator.
Wow, so that's all 4 translators for Captain in under 15 minutes. That's pretty crazy.
Oh, where was Cobalt?
I don't know. There's been so many items. It's like hard to keep track of on these 4 screens.
Yeah, this is going pretty jet. Bellator isn't far off from that Emerald Translator, though. We're returning to the Light World now. Sandcash is going to be high on the priority list.
Yeah.
Haldadrin is getting Echo's main PBs.
And actually, that Emerald does have a slight use in that it even further improves what we can do with the GFFC loop, because that allows us to peak the
there's logical missiles
access.
for Prime. That was in Portal Access A. Also, there was an STK in the tunnel to the Fendrana elevator.
Yeah, I believe the missile system was hinted earlier on.
There's our gravity boost hint again. Captain MD doing these crew attack sort of, I guess you would call it a shortcut. Bellator notably did morph into the morph ball and use the morph ball bombs, which is a little slower. So it's going to be a little bit of time save.
Looks like just a missile in Mining Station A.
I think you're right. Yeah. That's our plasma hint that we got.
Oh, and Haldadrin has Wave Beam, is now headed back into Ruined Shrine. A lot of zigzagging through Chozo Ruins here.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of back and forth. Finally getting the Bomb Guardian. I didn't realize it would take us this long. But I guess we had some other things we wanted to do first.
There's also that slight advantage of doing this after your first Dark Aegon loop, because then you don't have to fight the Dark Pirates in Portal, whatever it's called.
That's true. Our rays are a little bit low on energy. Going to be using the actual morph track instead of just walking through the lava like we sometimes see.
Yeah, even with Varia.
Light beam on Bomb Guardian. Okay, that's pretty big news.
And that's pretty convenient since they've got
We can go to
space jump.
Sand Canyon. It's in logic.
Yeah.
We've got screw attack. We've got our power bombs. We have our light beam. So that's completely in logic.
Feel like this has very much been a story of good coincidences, sometimes due
The
to
power bomb is in
everything.
sync, so that's going to be our prime power bomb, main power bomb.
Yeah. Already building up our Sank shopping list between main PBs and the plasma
Plasma
beam.
beam. Yes, we do have some sync in this game today, which is interesting to see. Normally sync's deleted. Okay, so that's going to be our boost ball. Very nice find.
Yep, once again on the path to a place where you use
Did
boost ball.
Bellator skip the boost ball?
Oh, he
It
doesn't
looks
have
like the...
base jump. Is that one of
Ah,
the 0 Z-axis areas? Can you screw attack in that without space jump?
I'm not sure. That's going to be a little inconvenient for Bellator.
Yeah. Then
Because it means
again,
we might
this
have to come
is
back.
gonna actually going into sync already.
Yes, interesting. Captain, meanwhile, is staying in Aegon, going to be doing, main reactor, going to be checking this, what is it, storage A? Nothing, missile.
I think that's storage D. It's weird because if I remember correctly,
Storage
A
C
is
is
upper body
supers,
position.
storage B is the dark beam door. I can't remember which were A and D, though.
Yeah, A is the one that you encounter last, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
Okay, Bellator peeking. I didn't catch what was in All Combat Mastery, but going to check out Hazing Cliff should be nice and cozy with this dark suit.
And we do have boost ball, so sand processing is going to be pretty easy. That's an ing hive key in
No need to worry about
cooling
that.
chamber. We can ignore that. That's an Aegon key in Hazing Cliff, and an STK in sand processing.
An Arrow Razor checking hints at 18 minutes, just to give you an idea of how many different directions there have been for them so far.
Captain taking a save in labs. It is definitely going to be interesting to see Bellator returning to Temple Grounds, because we've got a lot of things that we can do now. We've got the Light Beam and Dark Suit, so we can get Plane of Dark Warship. Of course, we can get that Power Bomb wall on the route to... it eventually leads over to GFMC. Oh, and E-Take in Bioenergy.
We can't get Pod W just yet because we don't have a way to activate the Rift. We still need Darker Annihilator for that.
Ah, yeah, I forgot that was one that you had to actually open. My bad. I was just thinking about moving the block out of the way, which is Light Beam.
Yeah.
But we can do that. We can get the GFMC, the item on the ship. We can at least look at Grand Wind Chamber. We can get Dark Missile Trooper. Lots of different things we can do.
Yeah. All right. So a brief pause for both of the best seed rollers. Wondering if Captain was helping to take down hints because a decent number of these artifacts are in Echoes.
Most likely, most likely. getting a Zoid fight out of Haldadrin. This isn't logic. We already have Morphin Bombs, so we could just leave after this is done.
Yeah, that's got to be a really nice relief to our Prime runners getting bombs.
What did that look like in Mining Plaza? Wasn't that an artifact? No, I don't... No, it looked sort of blue and shiny, so I think it might have been like an energy tank.
I'm sure if Captain scouts it out and it's important, we'll see some anger shots out of him. Yeah,
And
I always
that
have
is
the
light
hardest
ammo.
time seeing that.
Yeah, we did have an artifact in PMT. We got that from Haldadrin, that information, not the artifact, a little bit ago. What was in back of Incinerator, Joan? I was looking away.
Sorry, same here.
Darn. I don't see any new majors, though, so it's probably nothing. Bellator returning to Temple Grounds. And the drone only had an E-tank. Still, it's going to be a nice thing to have. Now our players have one each. And we will be able to get the power bomb quick kill. That's an SDK. So we did have to come here later. But it's not going to be of much use to us now.
So things are finally slowing down a little bit. We've got some runners retracing each other's paths.
Yes, not a lot new happening. I believe Haldadrin is heading into uncharted territory. We already know, though, that one of the furnace items is going to be an artifact, so it's not going to be too much to process.
Yeah. I think this does give us a little opportunity to try and figure out what comes next.
We have a lot of tools. Dark Beam is what's really missing for Echoes right now. We do have our Wave Beam on the Prime side of things, so that's definitely going to be opening some opportunities. Yeah, that combined with various suit, that means that we can go to Phendrana pretty easily and do some stuff in Phendrana. But we haven't seen any of that yet. Arrow Razor checking upper dynamo. That's ammo. Oh yeah, we already saw that from Haldadrin, didn't we?
Cobalt was in the power bomb check in the GFMC loop.
Oh, okay.
I just forget.
That explains that.
Something.
Where was Wave Beam? And there's our space jump boots. Oh, Wave Beam was Artifact Temple. Can't believe I missed that. Okay, missile-related upgrade in Ing Reliquary. We can ignore that for now. Seekers are basically the only missile-related upgrade that we can be worried about, and those almost certainly aren't there.
Yeah. Okay, so that was an Ing Hive key in Lower Watery Hall, if I saw that correctly.
So that's 2 of 3 accounted for.
Actually, I think we might be at 3 of 3 accounted for, but only 2 of 3 obtained.
That's
I think
interesting.
Captain has 2, and we scouted the 3rd one in Hall of Combat Mastery.
Okay, ship item. This is going to be really interesting. Just expansion.
Oh, there's Flamethrower.
Yeah, we already got that. Or at least Captain already got that. We are going to be checking real quick the FTA hint. Always good to get this hint, because if it has something interesting, oftentimes you'll end up getting it before the other racer, because it's not always very convenient to come here. And it's a joke hint. That's unfortunate.
I was gonna say that would have been like the one big advantage from doing this loop later is coming here with Emerald. But
We still
unfortunately,
have Wind Chamber and Wind Chamber Gateway. We can get both of them. Or a Grand Wind Chamber is a bit tough, but we can absolutely do it with our current items. Do a a BSJ into a screw attack. I believe that's how they usually do it.
yeah. There's a few different strategies. I think there's the BSJ here. There's the slope jump into screw attack from the south platform there.
And Gateway has another missile. Gonna pick it up anyways. Might as well. So is it back to Aegon for Bellator?
Well, we've got Light Beam to activate the transport, Temple Transport C, but we don't really have much to do once we get down there. Bellator does not have Boost Ball because it didn't have Space Jump when visiting Sand Canyon, so can't do Hall of Honor Dead. Doesn't have supers in order to easily get through to Torvis, nor does he have a way to get into the Dark World and do it the normal way. So yeah, I think Aegon may be the only option at this point.
I think you're right about that. Captain MD, meanwhile, has just returned from Aegon with a save warp. Interestingly, we don't have any new beams, we don't have supers, so it doesn't look like what's left of Aegon had that much for us.
Yeah.
I guess that means that our
Captain
progression is
had
probably
it.
in prime, isn't it?
Unless Hall of Honor Dead had something. Captain's hopefully gonna reveal that to us in a minute or so.
Yeah, you might be right. Hint? Very soon.
Thanks, game. It's crazy to think about, but we may be approaching BK mode for the Echo Seed. In spite of having almost all our movement items, I guess all the movement items that count, almost all of our ball upgrades, all of our translators. And
That looks like nothing in Hall of Honor Dead. Unfortunate.
okay, my guess, Echo Supers in Fendrana.
Interesting guess. I think you might be right there.
I'm gonna call Fendrana Canyon. Actually, I guess, I don't know, do we require Prime Boost for that to be in Logic?
No, I'm pretty sure it accounts for you just doing the jumps across the platforms. We don't have space jump, so it wouldn't be too easy, but you know.
That's true, and then like it may be a point of no return where they then have to wait for something to get out.
No, you can get out easy. As long as you don't blow up the crates near the beginning, you can just hop on top of those. And yes,
so
that is in logic. I wrote that logic, in fact.
Oh, nice.
It might be locked behind knowledge, just because you could theoretically blow them up and lock yourself in, but I don't think that would matter too much.
Yeah, Ashter is saying that there is a double bomb jump.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had bombs. Yeah, that would obviously be an option too. And how Dadrin gets the gravity suit in Lava Lake now. We might see a Flocker play out of Arrow Razor.
That's the thing about Flogger, it's just so tempting. It's right here. You know, it's on its
Yeah.
way to Magor, so.
I think Flogger has what I'd like to coin the bad play lure, because whenever you have a check that's really long and out of the way, you're tempted to go for it just because the other player is probably not going to go for it. You know,
We need some
you
sort
want to
of,
be the
like,
guy who does Amorbus blind sometimes, because that, if that works out for you, puts you at a big advantage.
yeah, but I feel like we need some sort of equivalent term for Flagra now, because like we've got a Morbate. How do you make a portmanteau for Flagra here?
I don't know, Venus Flytrap.
Oh, I like that one.
Also, Bellator did pick up the boost ball just now, so that's going to be quite nice. Just heading into Lab's area.
Meanwhile, Captain's most likely going for that FTA hint at this point, and I'm not sure how much else there is to do here.
Not much, not much. Haldadrin, okay. Getting that SDK now. Will Haldadrin proceed to Fendrana? Yes, yes they will, unsurprisingly. Without Space Jump or, well, I guess we do have Spider Ball, so we can go into Light Magmore in theory. I don't know if we would be able to do much there.
Does that put Thardus in play?
I'm not sure. I think it might.
EPC would require Ice Beam.
Misses the trigger by a bit. Arrow Razor just a bit too far to the left. Again. You kind of want to land it so that you're sort of like, almost, your ball is like stuck in the corner a bit. Like you get caught on something.
Yeah,
That's what you
I
kinda
think
want
this
to
is
do.
made a lot harder by the lack of Space Jump, though.
Absolutely, doing this with just ordinary scan dash just does make this much more tricky.
Right? Nothing of importance in Dark Oasis.
Yeah, we just got the key bearer hit for that.
Yeah, it's just a missile-related upgrade. I guess maybe it could be something, but just the odds are so incredibly low that it'll be a
Ice
major
Ruins
upgrade.
East, okay, the ice item is just a missile. We're going to see the Spider Track item in just a second here. Oh, is that Space Jump? That's Space
Yep,
Jump!
that's Space Jump.
Very nice find. This is not like a super huge item in Prime the way it is in Echoes, but it's still pretty big. It basically opens up most of the game for you in terms of movement. In Echoes,
Yeah.
the thing is you need so many different movement items to get anywhere. In Prime, all of those movement items are kind of just Space Jump.
Well, also just talking outside of logic, the sheer number of things that you can do with Scan Dashes and Space Jump combined.
Yes, basically any room you can cross from one side to the other. If there isn't water, and if there isn't a wall, you're good. Captain MD doing a... Was that a reset? I assume it wasn't to death. I didn't see them in a very threatening scenario. Arrow Razor opting to just finish out Flagra the vanilla way.
Oof.
I can understand that with, you know... I would have gone maybe a few more tries, but at this health, I can understand them choosing to play it safe. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing a check of, I believe this room is Ice Chapel. Mama Shigath might have something for us today. We have Wave Beam, so we can get in and get out in Logic.
That's true.
And now we see if the Flogger play paid off. That's a dark
It's a
key.
key. Could be more and more bait.
It is... How many do we have now? 2 for 3?
I think it's 2. Oh man, how rude would that be if Echoes was in BK mode, waiting for some major item from Prime, and then it turned out it was the Dark Aegon keys.
That would be absolutely hilarious. That would be a riot. Arrow Rays are going to be doing early wild. We do have Charge Beam, obviously that's one of our starting items, so this isn't going to be as bad as it can be, but we don't have X-Ray, we don't have Supers, so this is not going to be a very good fight.
Yeah, just a little time consuming, not the worst thing in the world.
Captain, meanwhile, heading into Sank. We didn't see this from them earlier, so... Actually, I think that means that they are missing one of the Morbus keys right now, so they're only out one. Because the other one was in Hazing Cliff.
Oh yeah, it's a little hard to tell with the mini trackers here on the restream. I think those.
Yes, they get very
heavily.
They get very heavily compressed, unfortunately, in the video, so it's very fuzzy, you know. The anti-aliasing element. Really, Ghosts and Vendrana are the only new bits we're going to be seeing. That looks like nothing on the Ice and Ice Ruins West.
Well,
that dark ammo?
I think it's an ammo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I think that's dark ammo.
Might be Sunburst, as Jared's saying. I think I see like a little bit of dark particles in there, though, so it's hard to say. Either way, not the highest priority pickup.
No, it isn't. That space jump, doesn't that put Root Cave and, I guess Arbor Chamber wouldn't be in logic, but it would be possible. Do you think that there's anything hiding there?
Yeah, Root Cave, is it in logic without grapple now?
I'm not sure.
I'm not fully up on my new trick settings for this tournament. Oh yeah, no X-ray or grapple. So.
You're right. I forgot Invisible Objects is off in these settings, so it wouldn't matter if we were able to do the movement.
Anyone check Frigate Crash Site?
I don't imagine we wouldn't have.
They didn't have Space Jump or Gravity at the time. I mean, it's still doable, just not as easy.
Oh, it's a missile. Okay, I assume Ghosts didn't have anything, because I don't see anything new in the tracker. Wait, did they have main power bomb for Prime or something? Because I noticed we have that now. Oh wait, it couldn't have, that's in sync. I guess Captain must have got it while I wasn't looking. Oh, they were in Hall of Combat Mastery. This is going to be definitely very interesting to see what Bellator tries to do out of logic here. There's a few different options we can go for. Do you think they know a lot of wall crawls? Do you think we're going to be trying something like that?
Probably a decent amount. It's not too hard to get out of bounds at this point with Space Jump Screw Attack.
And we have bombs as well, which is a nice comfort item for out of bounds. And we're seeing a Labs play out of Helldazzler.
Yeah.
Arrow Rays are choosing to go grab the cannonball now. Oh wait, no, I thought they were in a completely different... Sorry, I'm used to seeing people jump over that room. We don't have space jump, so we can't.
No,
well, they are getting cannonball anyways, though. I was right. I was just right before I should have been able to say.
Alright, just, oh, no spider, Captain. Captain just finding a missile here and reactor.
Yes.
Cannonball's definitely nice quality of life, but it's a little risky picking it up here unless Captain quits without saving, because a restart, going through any sort of actual cannon is going to drop that upgrade.
Yes, yes, it is. However, if we actually... Oh, well, we're saving now. Well, we might be saving warping, actually. Okay, now that we've saved, that cannonball is done if we reset the game. If you don't save, though, and you end up loading a previous save, you do have it given back to you by Multi-World. And yeah, I definitely think Arrow Razor should be heading right to Fendron. That, or... I don't know how much we'd be able to do in Magmor. We do have gravity suits, so that's going to make navigating without space jump definitely a lot more feasible, since we can do bomb jumps now out of certain deeper pits of lava.
Yeah, but thankfully it appears to be heading towards Fendrana, and we'll be able to get space jump. Or
it's going to be going for Warrior's Shrine.
yeah, my main guess as to why Arrow picked up Cannonball at that time is just probably did not expect to be going through early Magmor a third time.
That's just a missile on the control tower. I think it's going to be... what we've already got Research Core accounted for. That's one of our artifacts, right? So it's got to be Research Lab Ether. Unless I'm forgetting a room. There's got to be something here. That, or it could be on Thardus or in somewhere else a little bit silly.
Yeah, we're still missing Thermal for Thardus.
Oh, you're right. We don't have that in Logic. And it's definitely nowhere in Frigate because we don't have our Ice Beam or our Thermal.
Oh, is that a thing?
That's Ice Beam.
Ice Beam. Huh. The hunt continues, but once again, in the theme of items being in really convenient places.
Nice. And Lower Shrine is actually our X-ray visor. That's very interesting. What do you think of that X-ray visor for Arrow Razor right now?
It's hard to say, because that could be another step towards getting Root Cave into play. We know that there's a grapple of some sort. Actually, either a grapple or the grapple. I missed the article there. But there's grapple for Prime or Echoes. Couldn't quite tell in Battleground.
Alright, that's definitely very interesting. I don't really think we want either grapple that much. Prime grapple would make Magma Pool easier, but that's really about it. If we've already got Space Jump. And Echo's grapple is even more superfluous.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of the logical implications of when that becomes accessible, that starts to open up. Well, I guess plasma processing we already know is an artifact, but it does open up Root Cave.
Oh, we're about to see Sank entrance out of Captain MD. Very interested in this. Ah, blowing up the drones. Makes me sad.
Yeah, and Quarantine Monitor would also be something accessible by grapple, but not with X-Ray. So with X-Ray specifically, yeah, there's just not a whole lot to use it on just yet.
Yeah. Haldadron getting their main power bombs now. That's going to be a nice convenience.
Bellator sequence breaking into later.
That's a Space Jump Boots hint.
Not helpful.
For Echoes, though. Not very useful.
Yeah, headed up to Upper Sank here.
Arrow Razor is not long away from their Space Jump Boots.
Another Echoes missile-related upgrade in Hype Dynamo.
Alright, so that's another one dead.
And that's basically all Bellator can do up here because no Dark Beam.
Yep. Not unless we want to wall crawl, but I don't think that's in our future.
There's thermal for Haldredrin in what's this?
Pedrana's Edge. It was in one of the rooms off of it. There's the storage cavern and security cavern, or
storage.
I forget. No, cave.
Yeah,
security. I remember because it's storage cavern is in Magmore Caverns. That's the trick.
This is security cave that he just went through. And I think this is. There's a storage cave somewhere else here. No.
No, they're both off of
Pedrana's
Edge. One is behind a powerbomb wall and plasma door, and the other is just a morphball tunnel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We are going to see gravity chamber both checks because we have our gravity suit and our space jump. Low gravity doesn't have anything. Upper gravity doesn't have anything, so we're just going to be leaving. Captain MD trying to get up this little bit without the spider ball. Bit challenging. We're going to try for a BSJ here. Ah, not quite. I'm used to seeing people do the jump across the from those little power pylon looking things, landing on one of those and then jumping up to the cannon.
Yeah, this does not look super pleasant, but then again, not much else to do. I think hopefully we find something here in late Fen, but we're also running out of checks here, so I don't know, with thermal and ice, we do have frigate in logic, we have late Chozo as well, now that we have Ice Beam. But everything is a trek. I guess they can always save warp back to the start and then do frigate.
That's possible. Okay, Captain Ending makes it up to the platform. We're going to see. It's also going to give us a hint, which is kind of nice. Ah, it looks like a missile from here. Alright, this Cobalt hint could be something, though. Let's see here. What was that?
I was paying attention to Bellator, who was doing a screw attack on a Seeker Lock in order to get to Torvis.
Oh, we're going to Torvis?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a hint for Sandcash. Yeah, I saw it was for something in Aegon, so I assumed it wasn't too big. Haldadrin heading back into Magmore now.
And Bellator getting that Seeker Lock as well. Really good work, just cleanly, quickly getting through those things.
Yeah, definitely very, very good there. Kind of shows you the skill of the players we have here. The Seeker Locks are definitely very difficult to pull off.
He's targeting on Temple are in Chozo, Inghive, and Fentrana.
Okay, so we might not actually be seeing a Morbus for a while. Oh wait, no! Inghive, the Inghive one was actually very easy, so... so yeah, we actually might have that coming in our future very soon.
Oh, we have a Tantrum Rock play.
We do have our thermal, so this is in logic now. Nothing in Meditation Vista. Nothing we want, at least. I definitely think that Thardus is an interesting choice in this scenario, because there's definitely other things our Prime players can be doing right now. So I don't know if I like this. Do you think Haldadrin's going to end up doing Flagra, or do you think we're going to find something at Thardus that means we can do more of the game?
I think it's going to continue to bait us. Also, I didn't know this was an out of bounds that Bellator was doing here. I don't think I've ever seen this.
Yeah, this is a kind of a tricky secret world here. Ah. Screw attack. Most people screw attack out of bounds by going into a morph tunnel, but depending on your circumstances, sometimes it's better to do it just like anything where there's kind of like this very sort of little cramped space
Kind
where
of
you've
like
got like
the
a ceiling
storage
right above
feed.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's out of bounds now. That's us out of bounds. Arrow Rays are heading into labs now. After a save. All right. Bellator's definitely moving. Arrow Razor is back in Talon. Where do you think they're going? It looks like Chozo to me. Oh wait, we've got Root Cave now. We've got Root Cave.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
We're
I'm
probably heading for
personally
that.
hoping for Frigate, but not the right direction for that. All right, down comes the rocks. Let's see what we've got.
This was a save warp, Aster. So in theory, we can do this and then come back to labs since we took a save there. I assume we saved at the ruined cross or
It's
ruined
Seekers
courtyard.
on Thardis.
Oh, that's big.
Oh
That's
man.
big news. That's big news. I don't think Arbor Chamber is going to have something on the level of Seekers. I seriously doubt that.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for the best seed rollers.
Progressive suit and Plane of Dark Worship. That's our light suit in Pod W.
Nice. As soon as we get
And an
Dark
energy
Reaper
tank in Arbor
Annihilator.
Chamber. Yeah. As soon as we get that, we can go get it.
And this is really lucky for Bellator as well, that the next item was Seekers, because that really helps out with the logic here. All that sequence breaking
Yes.
in order to get into Torvis in the first place is no longer really sequence breaking.
That's right. We're no longer breaking sequence. And like I said, Arrow Razor did take a save there, so we're going to just be warping right to Findrana. Here we are in Findrana Drifts. So that wasn't just like a YOLO, go back to start. This was very much a calculated move. Get those 2 checks by a warp to start, and then do labs. Which is actually kind of a smart thing to do, because if Ice Beam is over there, you don't want that. You do not want to find that later.
Got a Torvis key on Portal Chamber Light.
Missile-related upgrade in Poison Bog. Okay, that's... And what's that? Is that our Spider Ball? Yes,
Yep.
it is, in Torvis Lagoon.
Still not a ton we can do with that without Dark Beam. Just so many sections closed off due to Dark Doors.
Yeah, absolutely. Without the Dark Beam, we're kind of getting penned in a bit. Sort of running up against the walls right now. And sometimes you can get over the fence and check something you're not supposed to, but it's very difficult. Also, definitely worth mentioning, now that we have Seekers, any missile-related upgrade is guaranteed worthless. Also, this is actually something interesting. Arrow Razor has X-ray, so we can check Hydra. Haldadrin does not know what Hydra is and could not get it, so this is something that might be at the back of their mind. So this is actually going to
Oh,
be a
and
slight advantage, and that
there's that
is
third Aegon
an
key.
ammo.
Yeah, third Aegon key was in quarantine monitor.
Oh, nice. That's a Morbus access right now. If Bellator wants to go fight a Morbus, I don't think they do. What hit was that Bellator just got now? Did you see that?
It wasn't any. Oh, I missed Bellator's.
Ah,
I was looking at
unfortunate.
Captain, who got the space jump hit. Oh yeah, actually Bellator isn't anywhere, doesn't have a hint nearby. Captain, who's in Sank, just got the space jump hit.
Oh, I could have sworn I saw like a translator on there, on like the little the thing. That's a Torvis key though.
Yes,
Interesting.
that's several Torvis keys.
I think Bellator has what, 2?
Or is it 3?
I couldn't tell you. We're gonna be doing Torvis Plaza real quickly. Gonna be doing that little shortcut there. It saves us some time, and that nets us an energy tank.
Bellator has one in inventory and spotted a second one in portal chamber.
Arrow Racer trying to get the fight skip. Succeeds. Bellator getting a little bit of hitching. That always, that always makes you a bit scared, but we seem to be good. Definitely
Low
Bellator.
on things here.
Yeah. Definitely Semis is big advantage right now because they could go to Torvis out of logic. Captain is just kind of sitting around, not nearly as productive. I definitely like that play though from Bellator.
Yeah, although with Dark Suit and Seekers, is there any way for Bellator to get to hints?
That's a good question. We don't have a dark beam though, so there's not really. How many portals are we able to use in Temple Grounds? I don't think any of them.
Oh yeah, that's
So
the
we
big
can't get
thing.
to STG because obviously the Dark
Yeah.
World doesn't have elevators, so complete no options. Unless there's a dark portal with a scan terminal I'm forgetting about, but I don't think there is. Arrow rays are coming across that ice beam right now. Big news.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think odds are pretty good that Arrow's going to do late Fen before Thardis, just because so many more checks for probably a comparable amount of time.
Yes, absolutely. Doing Thardis first is basically unheard of in this position. You always want to go to late Vajrana, especially with that ice beam right there. That's telling you, that's giving you a message. Okay, I know where I gotta go next. Ice spreader there in a short tunnel. Nice convenience. Yeah, we saw that X-ray visor actually earlier from Arrow Razor.
I feel like Bellator is effectively back in BK, headed towards Sank entrance, which we did not see any results out of earlier.
Yes. Do you think they're going to be trying to get further into Sank now? We don't have Dark
Can't do
Visor,
it
so
through
the
the
only
front.
way is through the front. Yeah, the only way would be with If we had our Dark Visor and beams, of course. You do need Dark Beam to get past a say. Oh. I can't remember what the doors were exactly.
I think we've got to find like supers or dark, most likely dark, somewhere in Frigate or Late Chosen at this point. Although I guess with Ice Beam that even opens up back of mines, doesn't it?
Ooh, maybe.
It's just
Oh
like,
yeah, that could get you into PPC.
oh, we still need prime boost for Seekers because we need the boost to get through labs to get to ice in order to get thermal for Thardis. I remember this.
Yeah, Observatory is what's locking that up. I'm pretty sure Observatory Dash is not in logic with these settings. Which does mean that we're technically not in logic yet, which is an interesting thought.
That's very strange. So where could prime boost possibly be?
And there's that item that's probably a missile again in Sank Entrance.
I feel like there's got to be some small obscure. Oh, Tower of Light, Tower Chamber.
Yes, that is in play. Bellator finds nothing at all in Sank Entrance. Going to be resetting.
Oh,
There's our boost ball.
Boost ball.
It was in Upper Ruined Shrine.
Up the half pipe.
Yes. That answers some questions. It also puts some other stuff into logic now.
Alright, and we finally have Tower of Light back into logic in latest version of Randomania.
We
But
have
I
added
guess
our
that-
missile logic, so this is definitely in logic right now. I'm glad that we have ammo logic being tracked now. I thought that was kind of a little overdue. And this is going to give us a missile. True to its name, Tower of Missiles does not reward us today.
I was gonna say, it's never gonna escape its namesake.
And another missile in Tower Chamber. So besides that boost ball, which does answer some questions, nothing really in this section of Chozo. We do have a little bit more to look forward to, though. Now that we do have Ice Beam Antechamber, is that in logic right now? Can we get there? Arrow Razor doing Quarantine Monitor now.
I don't know what else we could require in order to get to it. We've got pretty much everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And then out of bounds from Bellator.
Captain now is
doing the Seeker lock
list.
here. Is going to be pretty happy well, relatively happy in a few minutes once Arrow finishes off Thardis here, but probably not so happy that he'll be spending however long doing this without him.
I mean, there's not that much else we could be doing. Maybe in a more of this fight. Do we have all 3 keys for Captain? I'm not sure that we do. Because we just got our Phendrana key right now, a second ago. Yes, Plasma is in sync. We know that much for sure.
I think I see a 2 out of 3 for all 3 temples on Captain.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hadadrin is going for this scan dash to get Magma Pull out of logic. Didn't get it the first time, but we have Gravity Suit, so we can just get right back out. and hop across, which is actually gravity suit makes this item much easier because you can just jump right out of the lava onto the platform.
I misread that. It's 202 for Captain Temple Keys. That's right, because the first Torvus one was in Plaza Access, and then the other one was in Portal Chamber.
Training Chamber has our Dark Beam. There it is.
Whoa,
How
that
Dadrin
is
just found it.
gross. Oh, man.
That's rude. That is so rude. But big news.
Do we even need ice for that? Because we got boost from...
Chica is guarding an E-Tank. Good news from Bellator. It's definitely a big shame Arrow Razor didn't do like this while we were in Chozo and had the chance. Missed opportunity.
Oh, and chat's pointing out that we're still missing grapple to put this into logic.
Yeah,
This is
Magnapool
a
is
very
still out
deep
of logic. Gonna be solving the puzzle. I call it a puzzle, it's not that complicated.
And Captain getting news about the Seeker a little ahead of time.
There it is. This is a very strong lead for semis right now.
Definitely. I feel like... I don't know, yeah, Training Chamber is definitely a very obscure check to do right now.
Yeah, it almost never has something, so this is definitely something that our players might not be prepared to see. Haldadrin doing a little standable to get across. Of course, there is a nice thing we can jump off on the other end of Magmapool as well.
So yeah, I would say that best seed rollers have been doing a pretty decent job of not letting the gap get too wide, sort of following up on where Croustillant has been. But
Yes.
yeah, just all these bonkers locations are adding up.
Yeah, all of the items that best seed rollers ended up finding first have not really paid off for them, which is very unfortunate. Bellator taking a save here.
And a reset. Or a warp to start, rather.
Yes. Now, what do you think Bellator's doing now? We do have Dark Beam, so we're getting the Light Suit and Pod W most likely. Anything else?
Chat's pointing out possible hint play, because we do have Seekers to make the sequence break not quite as bad, I would argue. I guess like you only have to do half of it. Still, this would require the less nice out of bounds, if I remember correctly, having to go through the abandoned base in order to pass the super store.
Yes, that's true, that's true.
But getting Light Suit will definitely be nice, and also make that more just a matter of time as opposed to a matter of risk.
Arrow Razor now choosing to go to Frigate. This is unfortunately probably not going to be the right play with that Dark Beam in Training Chamber.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. We'll have to see what's in Frigate to know that for sure.
Still possibility of supers here.
Yeah, if we find super missiles, that's really good. That's really good. Honestly, they might be willing to settle for a Dark Visor right now. But it has to be something that gets Echo's things to do.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, then we're keeping one of our players waiting around, which is never a good idea.
So Prime Supers in Hat and Echo Supers in Biohazard. How about that?
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Oh, or is this an antechamber play?
Yeah, we hopped up the side of the thing, so yeah, it looks like it's an antechamber play.
Yeah, sometimes that's just a check for Overgrown Cavern, but yeah, it looks like in this case going all the way up, which I guess makes sense. There's 3 very spread out checks, and one of them you can't actually do right now in Frigate.
Yeah, because we don't have Prime Supers, obviously. So whatever's in Biohazard, we can see it and we can't touch it. We cannot get that item right now. Hopefully Prime Supers, though, are soon if we do end up deciding to take the Frigate Plunge.
Got some shots of frustration from Captain at that dark door over there. I think that's just to the save station, but I consider it to be symbolic.
Looks like Captain right now is waiting for Aegon keys or Supers and is kind of like divided over which to wait for. The Supers would get
out
a
of all the
Warrior's
items
Walk,
could get.
and Aegon key would get the Morbus, of course.
Okay, so Hall of the Elders is not our grapple. It's just a missile expansion.
Yeah, Antechamber wasn't either. Or we'd be seeing it on the tracker. There was
Aegon
one in
keys.
Chozo, one in Findrana, and one in Sync. We've got Findrana in Sync. Chozo is the one that's eluding Arrow Razor right now.
Fendrana was Quarantine Monitor. The Sank one was...
Hazing Cliff.
Hazing Cliff. Well, I guess Inghive.
Oh, it was on Flogger, that's right.
Wow, we're actually getting a lot of Sky Temple keys, so it's going to be a short scan for Bellator, who's already made it. Oh, actually, he's only collected 3 so far. Vault.
Vault.
Sank
Ouch.
Vault. Not the good
hurts.
vault.
Painful. Warriors Walk, so we do need our Supers.
Under Transit once. We need Annihilator for that one, right? Or am I thinking the wrong Under Transit?
I don't remember what Under Transit's
No,
for.
I think that's the one that you get to on the way to Grand.
Under Temple. Okay, that's a Powerbomb Guardian. That's
well, it could
really
be the item
great.
next to.
It could be. It could be. There's one on the screw attack walls. Another hint. Under Temple access.
So
at least they're close
do a
together.
little shopping down there.
The Antechamber. Oh, that must have been what we got from Arrow Racer just now. Yeah, I thought Best Seed Rollers had all of the Aegon keys, but I don't know which one they're missing. Which one are they, did they not get? Yeah, Haldad. Oh, wait, no, Haldad. I think. Crap, I forgot which one I went through the. Yeah, it has to have been Haldad, right?
Yeah. Well, they both poked in there actually.
Oh.
So I think Arrow might have done it, but maybe not Haldadrin. Anyways, all right. So grapple in cargo freight lift deck gamma, possibly.
Maybe.
Just to get that dark beam in play.
Accidentally locking onto the Aqua Reapers instead of the conduits. Not too big of a deal, though. Yeah, Captain definitely doesn't have all the seeds. Oh, it's because Arrow Razor... Has Arrow Razor been to Flagra? I don't remember.
Okay, just
Are we actually missing the Sync key? That doesn't parse with me. We definitely did get Flogger because we're doing the fountain right now. So I don't get it. I thought did Arrow Razor not do quarantine monitor? No, it had to have. So yeah, we have to be missing the sync key, which I really don't understand.
Well, it was in, yeah, it was Hazen Cliff.
Yeah, I thought we got
Like,
that. I thought we
I
got
could
all
see
of
not
them.
doing the calling chamber, which was an Inghive key, if I remember correctly.
Arrow Razor going to be getting these items now. We're going to be seeing our Dark Beam really shortly. And Captain is probably not going to be ready for this because we're expecting supers right now. That's what we're kind of looking for. We're kind of out of position to head off with Dark Beam. And there's the news.
He's peeking.
That looks like missile.
It's a little hard to tell.
The particles felt like missile particles.
Yeah.
Wait, is Arrow Razor leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have Boost Ball. That's in Rune Shrine.
Wait, is Arrow abandoning? Oh,
we don't have Boost Ball. We can't get it. And yeah, that's in Rune Shrine. So hopefully it's not going to be a huge wait. Captain might decide to reposition after that news, though. Okay, we've got Hydro Access Tunnel now. That's going to be our last item in a frigate. Missile. So frigate was not anything important, like we were hoping it might have been.
Yeah.
Alright, boost ball coming in now. Gonna be heading right back there at the training chamber. Gonna go get it.
Quad has the
Captain
sonic boom.
immediately... Oh, that's good news. We still don't know what EMOS 2 is, right?
No, I do not believe we've seen a Tumos in.
Alright, but Captain is going to be immediately repositioning. There's a couple different places we could go. We could go to any of the dark doors that we have. Or we could consider potentially going to Pod W. Of course, that's another smart thing to do. Worth noting, Bellator doesn't have the light suit either, it looks like. So did we not get any checks from the light suit? Because it could be in something like, hear me out here, Sank Map Station in theory, but it could also be in FTA in practice right now. Arrow Razor opting to do some bunny hops. I believe that's whatever it is where you do the sort of the rotating maneuver. Wave Buster.
With a hit for Morbus.
Haldadrin just needs to find the actual super missiles, the one beam combo we want to have a complete set. E-Tank in a Life Grove. That's not what we were looking for. Yeah, Life Grove is in logic. Because we can do all of Frigate and just hop up the normal way.
Yeah, Life Grove, Great Tree Chamber, none of this really yielded anything. But we do have mines.
Yes, we do. We do have mines. Arrow Razor just moments away from that Dark Beam. Looks like Captain MD is choosing to do Dark Labs right now. That's sort of what I'm imagining, unless this is a play to Sank. We were looking at the Sank map earlier, so this could also be a Sank play. Yep, we're going to Sank. We're going to Sank. That's what's on the menu for us today.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here. I guess there's not necessarily a lot with supers for Corvus. Could do some one-off checks like storage B or mining station B, things like that. But yeah, I think this probably
Bellator
tends
getting
to
a
up your
joke
pay.
hit in main
Oh,
gyro.
Plasma, Cat West.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Oh, but no spider. He doesn't have spider.
Yeah, Spider Ball was in Torvus Lagoon, so we're not seeing that for a long time. This is going to be our first visit to mines this game. Hour and 20 minutes in. We've got to go through a lot of mines. We don't actually have anything we know we have to do in upper mines yet, so yeah, that's just a missile expansion in main quarry, so that's definitely continuing with my theory. We might need to, or we might not have to come to upper mines. We might only have things that are after PPC on our to-do list.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out. We still don't know where that prime grapple is to put all this in logic.
No, we don't. Arrow Razor taking an unfortunate fall in Tower of Light. Missile expansion and security access. Captain is right on Bellator's heels, just a few rooms behind.
Yeah, that's nice. Even without the spider, was able to get the spider track skip in Hall of Combat Mastery.
Yes, we did see that already earlier this race with both players.
Yep, and did it a second time in order to get up here this quickly.
Arrow Razor using the cutscene to peek the item in Tower of Light, and of course deciding, no, I don't want a missile expansion. We don't have Plasma Beam to get the item off of a security, so that's going to be hanging around for later. We don't know about that yet. That's a missile
launchers and temple grounds. Thanks, game.
Very
we needed
helpful.
like 20 items to get here. Haldidrin is unlocking the vanilla flamethrower check here.
Might be forgetting that we don't have plasma. This is a plasma
or
door,
maybe
right?
banking on getting plasma relatively soon, because we do know that it's in Cat West, which is just a few rooms away from where Bellator is now.
That is true.
Is Bellator actually going to head in that direction is the other question.
That is a question. That is the question.
Seems angled that way. Yeah, I think he's making a beeline. Captain obliterating that quad with the use of his carefully kept cannonball.
There's our plasma. And, this is the suit. This is the Phazon suit.
Phazon suit. Wow.
That is incredibly serendipitous.
Yes, the luck to be like, I am close enough to getting my plasma beam. I'm going to park myself here for the next half minute to a minute in order to get that. That was
I think that's game.
incredible.
I think that might be what decides our game. Besides the super missiles, I think we're basically in go mode, right?
Yeah, we still need those Echo Supers for one of the SDKs in Warrior's Walk. Bellator also doing Vault now in order to get that rather annoying key.
Arrow Razor deciding to go through Frigate as well.
Was there an out of bounds for Warrior's Walk?
I'm not sure. Captain definitely didn't try for once, so That's what I know. But whether there is or isn't is going to be, is going to be sort of defining whether we're waiting for those supers or whether we're just going. Yeah, I think there is actually a secret world in a portal site that you can take over to Warriors Walk.
Oh, wait, is that? Oh no, that's Prime Supers,
Yep, we don't need those.
as far as we know.
I'm gonna go ahead and say we just don't need them in general. I'm gonna go out on a limb and just assume.
Echo Supers and MQB.
UMOS reward is a power bomb expansion,
Rip.
so that's quad completely dead. Good news.
Yeah, I think unless there was something that we weren't able to see in the front of Aegon, then I think that's no bosses from Echoes. Oh, Captain resetting, finally giving up that cannonball.
I don't think it's a huge deal, but it's it's something.
Yeah, it's a little quality of life. Now that we know where Light Suit is, and we know that we don't have to fight Chica, we've already navigated quite a bit of the seeds so far. Yeah, it's largely served its purpose.
Arrow Riser just coming out of the other side of Frigate. Captain, meanwhile, heading to Torvis.
Oh, that's what the reset was for. I think everything that he found was for Arrow, and so it made it pretty easy to just sort of warp back to here.
Arrow Rays are probably also going to be doing mines right now. After we do, of course, this late Talon stuff. Bellator taking the Sank elevator directly to Lower Torvis. I think this is a very smart play. Very heads-up move. Because we have a gravity boost, we have our beams, we have our Seekers. We can do everything here that we need to do.
Yeah, very much out of logic without those supers, but who cares at this point, right?
There aren't really any super locks down here that are going to give us trouble.
Yeah, it was really about getting down here in the first place. We've got this nice, not too difficult sequence break to boost over the statue here. That's about all we need in order to get in.
Yep. And we do get that, so now we're in.
My guess is that supers are going to be in Prime and just totally unhinted to us. Because that's how this seed's been going.
Honestly, I think you might be right. There's an E-tank.
Though Aster does point out in chat that we have a hint for one of the grapples to be in Battlegrounds, so it's definitely possible for there to be Echo's supers somewhere in order to get us to that, and then sort of zigzag between the two games. for items.
That would be a really nasty logic chain.
But I think that describes a lot of this seed as well. It's like, here's a barrage of items at the start, and then a really nasty logic chain.
And of course, PMT is an artifact, I believe, so we do have to go get this real quick. Bellator misses the screw attack, but we get it the second time. Okay, so yeah, we don't need that Annihilator Beam today.
Yeah, not exactly the best hit in Sky Temple Key there.
No, I think we would have found that one anyways.
I'm just imagining the Ing were like, it fits in here. Just, it wasn't glowing at the time. I don't know.
It's like they're cleaning their room. You know what? Let's just put everything in the closet.
Yeah, sweep it under the rug. Nobody will notice that big lump there.
Nope. I do think it's funny that Haldadrin is a grapple beam away from a full tracker.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean we can
impressive.
get the MQB item, though. Not
Just
that we
a bit.
want to. Omega Pirate right now makes a lot of sense in terms of routing, just because we need to go that direction anyways. Might as well, Because we got to be in PPC in a second.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about if they safe warped and then took the Root Cave elevator to Magmore. Yeah, I know, it's hard to say.
I don't know. Good Omega Pirate fight so far. Not Gyro Chamber, Hydro Chamber storage doesn't have anything for us. We're going to be heading into Under Temple.
And there's Arrow seeing that suit, gonna go unlock that. Yeah, I think that Echo Supers in Elite Research is a pretty decent guess, because there's just not a lot else for that. Like, not many other locations at this point.
You're right about that. Okay, so we don't have to fight Powerbomb Guardian to get our STK, so we might just leave. No, we're going to go do the fight just to see if our supers are here.
Yeah. I think they're very much focused on trying to find those supers at this point, because both players are still doing checks.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess supers can't really be here though, because it's locked underneath the super store.
That's true.
I guess this is one way to get to Under Temple access.
Yeah. Captain MD finally coming across his spider ball.
Light ammo expansion on Omega Pirate after a very quick fight.
Yep. We're going to see what's in PCA. I don't think we saw this earlier. Captain MD getting the hint for Light Suit and Pod W. If possible, we'll see a beeline towards that. And if it's Light Suit locked, our supers that is, we could see some really interesting play.
Oh yeah, we still don't have the Echo's visors even.
Yeah, we don't have
no
Dark Visor. We
no
don't have Echo Visor.
Man, what the heck happened to the Echo's items this game? We got a bunch of them at the start, and then just nothing for the longest
What's
time.
that? Oh, it's just Dark Ammo. Under Temple access is our other down here. Arrow Razor, meanwhile, doing a really that's just a missile expansion on lower.
And at this point, Croustillant is just missing one artifact and one SDK. We know that an SDK is in Warrior's Block. I forget where the last artifact is, but they're getting very close to finishing this race out.
Yeah, they're very close. I don't think there's much left to do.
Oh, artifact is in plasma processing. That's right.
Ah,
Okay,
you're right.
so that is accessible right now. Technically not in logic again, I think, because of grapple, unless there's tricks enabled for that.
I'm pretty sure you can get up there with space jump.
Yeah.
I think that might even be in our current logic settings. Upper Elite Research apparently isn't anything interesting either. A vanilla grapple could be, it could be off of ore processing. Captain getting bullied a bit by that Hunterine.
Oh, interesting. Is Arrow actually doing
the
this
puzzle.
puzzle and ore processing vanilla?
Yeah, they made it to the first level. They climbed up that far, but they couldn't make it farther up afterwards.
Yeah, the
Captain is fighting Chica. Oh, this is not
boy.
good. This is not good. I think at this point they kind of think, okay, I'm behind. I need to make some drastic action.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, but I guess like with all four translators, you know that hint's going to be somewhere.
How
That said, it would be very funny if this was vanilla Dark Visor or something.
No, it's Energy Tank.
Oh, right.
We have this hinted.
Yeah.
Definitely doing a good job fighting Chica, so we won't be stuck here for too long.
I'll never
We're pretty
complain
sure
about
the
seeing
supers
chicken
are,
fight. It's because I know there's a lot of micro optimizations that you can make on this fight just to burn down the larva a lot faster that I really appreciate seeing.
Yes. There's a lot of skill in fighting Chica. Morbus has, of course, Worm Skip. Chica has a lot of skill as well. Quad is the only one that doesn't really have a ton of skill involved. Of course, we do have some strats, stuff like screw attack into the transmitter.
Yeah, but it's just really cool, so I'll forgive it not having any tricks.
Bellator, meanwhile, is getting Warriors to walk out of bounds. We've just decided, no, I'm not going to get supers. Supers, I don't care. Super unimportant.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. For runners of this caliber, it's definitely a certain amount of the at a certain point, you try and find the stuff to, make it straightforward or in logic, stuff like that, but...
Arrow was in Elite Research. They checked the upper item with X-Ray and it picked up the lower item, which was a missile. So if it was there, we would have gotten it. They had every item they needed to get Upper Elite Research, so yeah, it's definitely not there.
then we've got Aldrin headed down to Ridley fight. So it won't be too long until we get to see the credits for Prime and figure out where that grapple was.
We already looked in Frigate. So unless it was in quarantine, or sorry, what's that room? Biohazard containment, I think it's called.
Yeah, so I thought that was a missile. No, could have possibly been misread, but
Yeah, it looked like it was a missile to me with the particles, but I wouldn't know for sure.
I think that both of our Prime runners actually went past that with.
Oh, that's a visor on Cloaked Drone.
Central done. I mean, yeah.
Look, Arrow Razor. That's got to be our Echo Visor, right?
Or dark.
It looked more like Echo to me.
It's like Echo, yeah.
Oh, this is not a good maze.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it looked like it could have been like medium good, but
yeah, for a
nope.
second I thought we were getting a nice cut to the end, but no, there was just no way, and we had to go all the way around, which is not great.
Yeah, not the worst possible, but not great.
Haldadrin finished fighting Meta Ridley. We've already got that Warriors Walk item. We're going to be leaving now. We're leaving with our go mode. I'm assuming, of course, that Bellator is. Ah, that's no good. Now we'll have a chance to refill. Yes, we do get to get some more ammo off of these, but with no dark ammo either, that's not going to be very fast. But we are just going to be finishing this right here.
There we go. Captain unfortunately about to get the bad news. While Bellator heads down to turn in his Sky Temple keys and fight final bosses of Echoes.
Yep. I don't think Haldadrin is going to go for Exoskip, but maybe. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, with all the beams and...
Yeah, we've got all of our combos. All of our suits. This is not going to be a difficult
Come on,
fight.
show us some flamethrower just for the fun of it. Actually, probably at this point in the seed, it just wants to get through it as quickly as possible.
Captain looking a little upset, understandably.
Yeah, I would be too.
Oh wait, I thought they were firing Conspiration shots. I forgot there was the dark platform too. No, we have not seen Dark Visor. That's one of the items we've got no idea. Okay, that's phase 1 of EXO. Or subchamber 1, I should say. Unless supers were behind Dark Visor, we don't need Dark Visor. We're just kind of skipping supers, but whatever we needed for supers, we would also have logically needed to complete this suit. We just don't know where supers are, and Bellator doesn't much care.
There is a distinct possibility that...
It could also be light suit locked, since our light suit is just sitting in pod at W.
Yeah, we haven't checked any of the light suit checks, but yeah, there's also a decent chance that some of this was just straight up deleted from the logic chain, locked behind itself.
A lot of the most useful hints were also in Torvus, so or sorry, Captain MD didn't end up getting those until much later in the game.
And we still haven't seen all of our lower toys either. Correctly.
No, I do think we left a few up for grabs. Bellator about to head up to Sky Temple. Alright, we're at the gateway.
Trying to get Dark Lower Torvis.
The out of bounds?
Yeah, from Upper Dark Torvis.
But yeah, that's the last out of bounds done for Bellator. We have successfully skipped supers. Annihilator we have not seen.
Unfortunate. Captain's fighting Boost Guardian, and the Power Bomb did not have full effect, unfortunately.
We missed a skip.
And out of Power Bomb ammo as well. Emperor Phase 1 from Bellator. Actually, 4 boss fights going on right now.
Yep. Bosses all around. And a different one from each player. Not a great Emperor Phase 1, but we don't have Annihilator, we don't have Light Burst, we don't have Supers, so a lot of our usual tools are not in the toolbox today.
Yeah, still looks like a 2-phase though. I say as
Ooh, just misses it. Got a bit of slowdown for a second there, but... Oh, was Amorbus hinted dead? I would have liked to know that sooner.
Well, I thought that was at the beginning of the game.
Was it? I kept talking about Amorbus, but...
Yeah, I had forgotten about it for a while. I think my mind just kind of blanked out and it was like, okay, a boss is dead.
Yeah, I totally forgot that. I was like under the assumption that it could still theoretically be something. I may be stupid.
That happens to all of us.
Bellator doesn't quite proc that one tentacle, so you know, slightly suboptimal EI2. We do still have power bombs though, so it's not going to be super bad. Doing Emperor Ring 2 without any power bombs though is what's really not good.
Yeah. Well, we're on 3rd phase here, making quick work using the hitbox underneath the main hitbox here. It's vulnerable to screw attack. Takes damage very quickly.
We did get launched though, which is not something you want to see because it takes a while to come back to Earth. Meanwhile, Hadadrin is in essence, so we're about to see a finish from Prime. Just one sliver. Bonks. That's no good. All right, we did it. We did it. Not an amazing final bosses on Emperor Ring, but not a bad one, definitely. That was still pretty good.
Yeah.
We've still got Dark Samus, though. Do you think we'll see a DS4 skip?
That's always hard to say. I'm gonna lean towards yes, but I also don't want to jinx Bellator here.
Yeah, so Light Suit is in Logic right now. It's just sitting in Pod W. We could have gotten that at any point in, like, the past, I don't know, half an hour. Alright, we're starting to fight.
And that's Prime Essence down for Aldridrin. So yeah, just a couple of minutes, we'll finally be able to get our answers to the crazy logic. Where was Grapple?
Yeah, we'll get to find out. But yeah, that is a finish with an official race time.gg time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 1 second.
Just 1 G so far. But yeah, G.
We got centered right
early
at the start.
Well, definitely has the time to take this on, but yeah. Game's slowing us down right to the end.
Quadraxis is guarding the Sonic Boom. Captain Jess scanned the MSB hint that Bellator got a while ago. That's our MSB artifact, but you know we're not going to get to use it in time, I suppose.
That's unfortunate. Got almost all all the artifacts by now.
Almost, yes. Yeah. Captain doesn't even have SDK hints though, so it's we're a ways off.
Yeah.
This is definitely just a very commanding victory from Semis.
Yeah.
In just a second here, we'll be able to mark them done and hopefully get to talk to them in the commentator booth.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say?
Oh, just like the strange coincidences of like the places that they happen to check first in here. Like, all the weird locations, the corner locations for these items, combined with some really nice sequence breaking around those supers, both to get the key hints and the last key for Bellator. Really made a difference.
Yes. The thing about skill in randomizer is that it really is the ability to turn a bad seed into an okay seed, or even a good seed. Definitely not a good seed this game, but we see how much farther behind best seed rollers are because they can't do these skips, these sequence breaks, out of bounds in particular. Not to mention Seekerless was a big boon early on, and that's a finish from Bellator.
Yeah, got the second G in here, so GG.
Bellator, wait, they accidentally marked as DNF. That's an error. I'll mark them finished. Yeah, that was just a mistake on Bellator's part.
Wow, what a race. I wish we could just keep having these top 8 finishers play indefinitely, but yeah, it's the unfortunate thing about the double elimination brackets. We have to send one of these teams home today. It looks like it's going to be the best seed rollers.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like they're going to be out of the tournament. This was their sort of second chance in the top 8, but they didn't make it. That's 2 losses in our top 8 brackets, so we're out.
Wait, we have Prime One Grapple and Triclops Pit.
It was
In
there
same
the whole
site.
time. We didn't get it.
Oh
We
man,
had missiles. We could have dashed.
that was ridiculous. I think it was just like they only passed through there very early, and Space Jump wasn't until much later in the seed.
I don't know why Sammy's isn't joining commentary right now. Did they not get a link? Oh, there's Haldadrin. Okay. They're sitting in the waiting chat. Let's. All right, that's Semi's Croustillants in the chat with us today. What did you
Welcome.
think of that seed?
Well, that was pretty Prime 1 heavy seed, which is fine for us because Bellator can do all these tricky out of bounds.
By the way, Bellator, you accidentally marked yourself as DNF in the race time chat as opposed to being finished. You might want to go back and fix that.
That's not accidental.
Yeah,
Oh?
because I'm leaving soon for my holidays, so we will not be able to play again. So we just forfeit after that, and we think it's stupid to.
Oh, okay. So you're actually going to be forfeiting the game just because you can't play.
We don't
another
want
one.
to exclude Captain and Aero for the tournament, so we let them play the next round.
Oh wow, that's very gracious of you.
But we wanted to play the game at least.
At least I have a revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, good on you. I know that you're not going to be continuing further into the tournament, but I do have to congratulate you on what effectively was the win.
Yeah, that was excellently played for a very rough logic chain.
I just saw where Super Missile was.
Oh, where was it?
Yeah.
Hive entrance.
Oh, don't spoil it. Oh, it was Hive
too late.
entrance.
Oh. Nice.
Ow,
So it was light locked after all. But yeah, any particular
in my
thoughts?
mind, I was thinking, okay, now they're going to get the light suit, and they're going to go, and it's going to be what gets them supers. Because you could have gotten that light suit so long ago. It was just sitting in Pod W. So I was thinking, okay, they're going to get that. They're going to check FTA. It's going to be an FTA, and then it's just going to be win.
Oh yeah, it was
Or it was
going
going to be
FTA.
somewhere else. Oh, is that where that was?
Yeah, so also light locked, but yeah. Any thoughts from you, Bellator, Haldadrin? Anything you're particularly proud of? Anything you thought was interesting or fun about the seed?
Well, yeah, go Bellator.
The thing is, during practice, either Alda or myself, we usually gen seed where out of bound or complicated trick can completely break the logic. And during tournament match, we didn't get a single one like that.
Yeah.
And this one, I'm proud for the last one was one of that kind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the seeker skips. Or not just the seeker skips, the super skips.
Super skips. But
Yeah, seeker
Bellator
skip,
has
the
its
super
kicker.
skips, that out of bounds stuff. Really, that is really what put you ahead in this game.
Yeah.
You built up such a big lead. So are you going to stick with us and watch the best seed rollers finish this one out?
No.
I have things to do.
Yeah.
All right, that's understandable. Are there any final comments you want to give us before you head out?
We excuse for leaving the tournament early, but sadly I cannot play more. Many luck for the other players and enjoy the next matches.
All right. Well, it was nice having you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here for the chat afterwards, and thanks for the great show.
You definitely put on put on a great game for us. So I bid you farewell. I'll see you next mission. Hopefully, we have another tournament soon.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you,
you
guys.
around.
See ya. Okay, Captain is heading into Plane of Dark Warship, so we are going to pick up that light suit right now. Probably their
Yeah.
list of priorities is going to be FTA first. What do you think's coming after that with that light suit?
Yeah, that's a good question.
'Cause
I
we
don't
are also
think
gonna get
Hive
that
Entrance
dark
is on the
visor.
top of the list.
We are going to get that Dark Visor right after, so now we're going to be thinking about, okay, what can I do with this Dark Visor now? So that's going to be us sticking around in Sky Temple grounds for a while, because that can get us some stuff there.
Yeah, I will say one nice thing about the key bearer hints, because I think that without the key bearer hints, getting a light suit followed by dark visor would lead people to think of a lot of the later vanilla STKs, but thankfully we know most of those have been eliminated as missile-related upgrades. So I think it's unlikely for Captain to go after those. My guess is
Yeah, the only one that wasn't a
Map
missile
Station.
upgrade was a Prime Life Support System, which we also don't need.
Oh, I think
We
it's
can get
almost-
some non-SDK ones. There was the one behind the Dark Visor and Seekers just chilling in Sky Temple grounds.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
one obviously
So we
doesn't have
could
a key
see
bearer.
Phazon grounds. We could also see, because that FDA is going to put him very close to Sank entrance, with Dark Seekers can go straight through Sank entrance to Sank map.
Yes, we're probably going to see Sank Map before Hive Entrance as well.
I'm worried that Hive entrance is going to be a last location, though.
Maybe. Maybe.
Dark Visor is going to be coming up momentarily in FTA. We saw that in the
Yes.
credits over on the semi-Croustillants side.
Almost a bit of a shame that gets spoiled, but you know. That's the audience's reward for sticking around this long. We get to find out what happens next. So really, what we get to experience for the rest of the race is watching execution and watching routing.
Yeah.
Even if we don't get any surprises. I didn't
Less
actually see
stressing
where
over it.
Annihilator was. Did you see where that was?
Oh no, I was so distracted by the other juicy things here.
Dark Visor was an FTA, we just picked it up. Oh, it was an Elder Chamber this whole time, apparently. So, now that we have all our beams, if we ever go back there, we're gonna get that. I'm kind of curious. After this match, what do you think the fate of the Best Seed Rollers is going to be? Because they're definitely a very good team, but I think this race we saw that a lack of techniques that were employed kind of put them at a disadvantage. Do you think that's going to
Yeah, I think
inspire
there's a
them to
little
train?
They might have to head to the training chamber a little bit after this. No, I think that. Yeah, I think that looking at their execution, it was pretty darn good overall. I mean, there's a reason why they made it into top 8, but
Yeah, they had
I
great
think that-
execution. It's about what they didn't do. That's kind of
Yeah.
what's going to be unfortunate for them.
I think my biggest thing would be, yeah, there are a few situations where we saw maybe a couple minutes of time loss summed up over doing more things the vanilla way as opposed to like more standable terrain or other sorts of techniques. So it's possibly a little bit more practicing to do there. Honestly, I think a lot of this kind of gets chalked up to like, I think a mix of sometimes finding things, but also capitalizing on them. So I think that's arguably even harder than just practicing tricks.
Yes. I think
figuring out how to
Captain had this
capitalize
period where there's a lot they could have done while they were waiting to, take advantage of this free time that they've been handed. That they just really kind of squandered. That's really what my major feedback would be for Captain MD this race, if I had to sum it up.
Yeah, I think to some degree, like probably saving a few minutes, going for that Seeker sequence break to get into Torvis a bit earlier. I know I'm not going to pretend to be an expert about following logic here. Oh, there's Annihilator. It was in Elder
Elder
Chamber.
Chamber. Yeah, we got that from Azure a minute ago.
Yep.
That is going to be pulling Captain in all the wrong directions, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We've got Echo and Annihilator. That's telling us, okay, we got to do the Echo locks now. We don't got to do the Echo locks now, unfortunately. So that's not really going to get Captain anywhere if they go for that direction.
Yeah, but they do know that they have time now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of finishing out the seed and trying to. We're really more racing against the clock at this point.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not about the tension of a race. Always, it's just nice to see them play. And
I
if you
agree.
do want to watch them play,
Make sure to follow the runners.
yes. For some reason, the command isn't working. It was just !R, right?
I thought so.
But yeah, our runners, I'm fairly certain, are playing quite often on Twitch. I don't know for sure because I don't generally tune in too much on Twitch. I mostly watch on YouTube, some VODs, but yeah, you can definitely check out our runners. Hold on, let me try and...
I'm posting the links manually.
Oh. Now we're going to see Sync Map Station. Oh, wait, we already did. It was nothing, obviously, but, yeah. Arrow Rays are going to be doing final bosses now. They have basically full clears, so this is... they don't have to get confirmation that their game has nothing.
Yeah.
Because they've already done everything.
And there's the links in Twitch chat. I definitely recommend going and checking out all the runners. Very entertaining race that we've had here, and I'm sure that you'll find much more content like that on their channels.
Yeah, it's really nice just to watch a lot of this randomizer gameplay. There's so much that can happen. And there's such a breadth of skill and technique to this randomizer that it's really, you can... There's tens, hundreds of hours of content out there that are definitely worth watching. Although it's of course fine if you just stick around for like a few. Also, we're going to be seeing in the future of Randovania some very interesting developments. I've recently been getting off my ass a little bit, so I'll try and contribute more to Super Metroid Randomizer for Randovania.
Oh,
Since that's kind of my project. I just haven't touched it in like half a year. I do apologize for that, but I'm finally getting back into that.
Are we gonna get 5-game multi-worlds?
Maybe. Wait, what would the third and fourth game be? We've only got Prime and Echoes right now, right? A Cave Story, does Cave Story have multi?
And then I thought Corruption had.
Corruption doesn't have multi. Golf is working on that, or was working on that. They haven't in a while. And basically, we're not going to be doing that without Golf unless we manage to finish like a whole bunch of infrastructure stuff related to the Prime games first. So I don't really see it happening anytime soon.
Well, and then someday we can get someone to write a driver for the Game Boy Link cable, and we can bring in Metroid 2.
You joke about that, but Return of Samus randomizer is definitely something that's on the table.
Oh yeah, and Dread has had some randomizer work recently as well, right?
Yes. Dread randomizer works. It's here. You can go and play it right now. It's sort of in beta right now, but it definitely works very reliably. There's actually... it was on GDC. Was it Hotfix or was it something else? Where some of the Randovania team were showing off the each Red randomizer.
Oh nice. Yeah, I've seen some GDQ channel runs of Dread, but I didn't realize the randomizer was already up there.
Oh, did I say GDC? I meant to say GDQ.
GDQ.
Yeah, they're not playing it at the Game Developers Conference, I don't think.
Although I think a randomizer wouldn't be totally out of place there either.
It would be interesting, but I don't think that's that's probably not the place where they would debut it.
Yeah, although what is kind of
it's definitely,
interesting is seeing Arrow in Impact Crater here. It looks like given up on finding supers.
Yeah, we've basically full cleared Prime, so I'm pretty sure that this is the right play. I don't see what check we're missing at this point. You know, we've done Late Chosen, we've done Frigate, we've done Late Vendrana, and Thardus, and Flagra, Omega Pirate, all of mines. Like, what else is there left to do?
That's true. We've gotten through all the bosses, all the major areas. Yeah, maybe.
And they had X-ray first, so they know that Hydra's nothing. They know that the tree in Choza Plaza is nothing, or main plaza.
I'm
Captain is
curious.
doing Captain. Oh, okay. They're not gonna finish out area. They did see the item.
I would be curious to see the percent completion after this.
Or they're going to see the item in a second here. Is that a light ammo? Yeah, but they're gonna reset now. But yeah, Corruption Rando does work in single player. It's just kind of like, and not a lot of people end up playing Corruption Rando just because they don't want to like get it all set up. Because obviously you got to get like the Wiimote working or get something that's comparable working. It's not always a lot of fun. But if you do have everything set up so you could play Wii games, it's definitely a good time.
Yeah, I've seen some Twitch streams of that, and it's definitely been pretty interesting seeing like how the logic plays out there. I think especially after Prime, Retro got a lot more into that interweaving of item locks, and you can definitely see that in Echoes, how there's a lot more things intermeshed for each check.
Yeah,
that kind of continues on.
Yeah. They add a lot more items that sort of lock things. In Corruption, it's the different hyper mode items, you know. Your hyper missile, your hyper bombs, all of that. That's really what kind of tends to lock you out of areas, in addition to the usual suspects. And I did mention Cave Story. We also do have Cave Story Randomizer at Randovania, so I definitely recommend checking that out if you're a fan of the game. I believe Dunkathan is working on that.
Oh wow, it looks like Captain had reset quite a bit when he went back to Aegon. Had to fight the squad again, but thankfully had that cannon there. But if not cannonball, you can still use the cannon to one-shot that, not have to worry about it.
Yeah, just launch straight through it.
And yeah, it looks like the Echo Annihilator combination is leading Captain a little bit astray here.
Yes, indeed.
Come to think of it, did Captain ever scan the key bearer hint in Sank Entrance? Because that
we must not have.
would have said a charge combo.
Yeah. Or wouldn't it would be beam related upgrade.
Oh yeah. I guess charge combo is the
That's
the
if you're
hint.
reading like a translator hint. Bit different, you know. Alright, we're on our last phase here. This is kind of where Exo can start pulling off all the stops. We can start to see basically any behavior from Exo. They're allowed to change phases as often as they want, do all sorts of different stuff. So it can be either really good or really bad fighting them, usually somewhere in between, but we've seen some really mean Exo phases, definitely. Hopefully we get something good.
Probably the one you want to see the least here. It's lowest DPS, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Wave is the worst, just in all circumstances. Even if you don't have any combos, Wave is always slowest. Because Wave just has a really low damage output in general. Misses that charge, unfortunately. And are we out of missiles? I would expect to see like some supers coming out. No, we have missiles.
About 50 of them.
Misses
Maybe
the
just
super.
waiting for the transition, try and snipe before changing color.
Unfortunately, missed that second super as well. Got it in just a little bit too late. So, Exo was already immune to supers by the time it landed.
Oh, and apparently in order to get the entrance key bearer hit, you need to trigger Dark Samus playing her prank on you and destroying the bridge, and then
Oh, does it only appear after that layer?
that's what it looks like.
So I guess it's like the pirate fight in Aegon then as well.
Yeah,
Where they kind of expect you not to be able to get it until after that, so they just don't bother putting it in the room.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that in the Prime games, because these were sort of very cutting edge. They always had to play a balancing act getting all of this detail, because this is a sort of very high maintenance graphics compared to a lot of other GameCube games, so they have to be very careful with that. So removing something that you wouldn't be able to access usually is something that happens in these games.
Yeah, I'm impressed with how well these have held up, given that they were made in the early 2000s and are currently marked as a retro game.
I see what you did there. ATS screw attack wall doesn't yield Captain any items.
Oh no, Captain. Captain, it's Sonic Boom. It's not worth it.
They must think it's in Umos too, though, because I don't think they've gotten that hit yet. They have gotten the Sonic Boom hit, though.
Surely there must be a better way. Still a fun fight to watch, though, so can't complain too much.
Yeah, I definitely like the quad fight, even though in competitive it's probably the least exciting of the main bosses. I think for a casual player, this is probably the one that stands out the most in people's minds. Like, sure, you have a worm and you have a big, like, fly, but I mean, having this giant spider robot is probably an image that more people are going to remember.
Well, also just like the multiple phases to it. The fact that you're just like taking it down bit by bit. You gotta break the legs, and then you gotta break the like transmitter, and then you gotta finally break the head modules. It's like very progressive, very interesting how it works out that way.
Absolutely. Like, you can absolutely see these sort of signs of damage very visibly in quad, which I think is a very nice touch. I also think this is probably my favorite sound effect design. Not just music, but just like all of the sound. Like the little sound that quad makes when the like single annihilator shot is locking on, I think is a very nice sound effect. Stuff like that, yeah. Kind of small potatoes, but you know. Arrow Razor has finished with the game. Let me see what their time was.
2:18:25, it seems like. So that's another G there.
Yeah, you're right. That is what their official race time, that Juju time is.
I've been very nearly done with Quadraxis. 50% of the way through the final phase.
Yeah, we're almost done with this.
Boom, debated.
Yeah, sometimes this final head phase, because it's actually random which way it decides to circle around. So runners
Because
have to
it
kind of
weaves-
take a guess.
Yeah, and the way that it weaves back and forth can make it a little difficult to see which way it's headed.
Yeah, it could take a little bit to figure out.
Oh, you know what I wonder? Captain might be thinking that it's the fabled supers in Torvis Temple.
Oh. They could be thinking... We have seen that in this tournament.
So I didn't
maybe this
dare
isn't such
speak this.
an...
I didn't dare speak this into existence, but my dream for this tournament was to see someone use a light beam from the main temple to get somewhere.
A light suit, you mean?
Or like ride the beam of light.
Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought you meant like the beam, like that you fire out of your gun. But obviously, I guess that is also a beam of light, technically. I apologize. That
Teleport
was
beam
slightly
could be an
confusing.
upgrade someday in a Metroid game.
Warp beam.
You can go get revenge on the red Krayleys, telefrag them.
Yeah, wouldn't that just be like Portal at that point?
And still fit into a Metroidvania generally, I'd argue.
Yeah. I think that could be. I think that could work.
It'd be like, was it like Link to the Past grapple? You can sometimes swap or swap locations with items, or am I thinking the wrong game?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that happen in ALCCP, but I've watched a fair bit of it, but I haven't seen like some of the more advanced speedruns. I mostly just watched Randomizer.
Might be thinking of a different Zelda game then.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like more of something that would be an OOT. OOT is just like so broken. Maybe there's like a hookshot thing with that. Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
must
it
be
just doesn't
thinking-
sound like a Link to the Past thing. I never really liked that enemy, the guy that's like sitting on the roof in that room. I don't know why, that enemy always just really bothered me as a kid, you know, when I was playing Prime 2.
The Mechanobites, or whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
yeah,
the ones
yeah.
with the seeker locks.
Yes.
Or not locks, but seeker targets. Yeah, those were always really weird ones.
Yeah, they always kind of annoyed me because I was always a very slow and steady kind of games player then. I didn't really, you know... I liked to be thorough.
Alright, we get to make Umos happy. This is probably going to be a save warp back to start from here. Into Torvis Temple, into sadness and confusion.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we could always find the supers hint in there. We never did get to read that emerald hint.
Oh man,
wait.
wouldn't that be something?
Oh no.
That would be so mean. Oh.
Oh no,
That
that's
would be
I mean
weird.
that's also an oh no, but oh no to all bosses. I guess
Oh, we're
Captain
going
does
to...
have he does
We're
have
going to
Spider,
Spider
which makes
Guardian.
this significantly faster.
Yeah, but it doesn't help you for the last section so much.
It helps for the first and the fourth. It regrettably does not help you for the boost section where it would be the nicest. But there's power bombs
Yeah.
for that.
Or sorry, it was the second that it didn't help you on. But I was getting confused because I know that it doesn't work universally. For some reason, I thought it was in the very last area that it stopped working. But yeah, unfortunately, It really is quite sad, because if Spider Ball worked here, then it would be putting the fight in logic to get Spider Ball, but you still need Boost Ball, even if you already have Spider. Kaboom. And this last part is, I remember it always, like, being really tough is when I was playing this game the first time. Because it's so hard. It's so hard to get through that little gap to bomb jump through it and not, like, roll off.
Yeah, not to mention, like, the timing on trying to hit all 3 slots on the last part of it.
Yeah, very tight. Very tight. Alright, that's fight complete. We get a missile for our trouble.
Yep, unfortunately. Already has the key bearer hint to know not to go into the Dark World from here.
I'm sorry I'm kind of not talking a lot. There's just not really that much to talk about.
Yeah.
I would have to be, like, getting a little off topic if I were to, keep a conversation rolling.
Yeah, same here. I think at this point, we know where Captain needs to go. Right now, it's just a matter of sort of watching him path around, seeing his execution.
And routing as well.
Yeah, he is headed in the direction of a portal. So if he's being super duper thorough, saying I'm going to clear everything in this zone, which he seems to be doing, there's a chance. Might be going to Hive Entrance. We'll have to see.
Maybe.
Going for the portal. There's not much else this portal leads to. It's already checked out Hazing Cliff and Calling Chamber. This may be it.
Yep. I think it's kind of interesting that super missiles kind of work a little bit different in every game. In Prime games, they're, charge beam plus some missiles that you use. In, like, Super Metroid, they're just, like, a separate thing that you have to your missiles. So you have your missile ammo and your super missile ammo. In Fusion, they're just a straight missile upgrade, It's like, every game has to be special about the super missiles.
Yeah, I think that's largely just based on the limitations or possibilities brought up by how many buttons you have.
Yeah,
So,
the
like,
Game Boy had very few options, so you were already kind of squeezing to get that aim diagonal stuff going in, so having a separate super button didn't really make much sense.
Yeah, I mean, although they did manage to sneak it in on the Wii, if I remember.
For Corruption?
Yeah. It's been a while.
I haven't played Corruption in years, and I only sort of remember how it went. Like, I always tell myself, oh, I'm gonna watch this Corruption rando, and then I just kind of don't. I'm, like, so unfamiliar with it that I don't even get what's going on, so it's kind of not that much appealing to me. Also, I kind of just don't like Brio very much, and you usually see a lot of Brio in Corruption Seeds.
Yeah, well,
It's
God help
good.
you if you ever
It's
get
good
to,
design from, like,
yeah.
visuals and lore, but I just don't like the music. It just kind of sounds very grating. Yeah, we are going downstairs though, so this is gonna lead into Hive Entrance. I think that's where we're going.
Yeah, I think when thinking about different variations of Super Missile, I have to say that actually having the charge combo is one of the coolest implementations. Like, I understand they were limited on buttons for Super Metroid, and also the idea of sort of like, I guess they probably could have pulled it off in that. It's just,
Yeah, it was more Metroid Fusion where that would have been a toughie. Super, I think they could have done.
yeah.
I think my least favorite is probably Super Metroid, just because it makes the ordinary missiles so not that useful when you already have the supers. Like, you
Yeah.
really just use them as like, okay, random enemy number 7, get out of my way, I've got places to be. Like, you just kind of like throw it away at like stuff you don't want to deal with. And
Yeah.
when you've already got the beams, it kind of just becomes like, what's the point?
Yeah, I think especially with the different ammo distributions in randomizer, you often see so many supers. You don't need those normal missiles. But speaking of supers, there they are for captains. So
That's finally go mode.
yay!
Yeah, we've been waiting a while, or Captain certainly has. Do you think Air Racer is going to be joining us today? I'm not sure if they have places to be or if they're going to be sticking around.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, this is going decently long, but captain's got vast majority of the keys now.
And all of what Captain needs is here.
Oh, actually, maybe
We
just
just have to head down to
time.
Lower Torvus, I believe.
Yeah, Lower Torvus for under transit, under temple access, under temple itself. Thankfully, doesn't have to fight Power Bomb Guardian.
Yes, we are
And
just going to
then-
probably take the... you mentioned earlier the light beam over. We're probably just going to take that into Torvus Temple and head down.
Oh yeah, actually,
Going to be a bit nice that we have that open so we don't have to like walk all the way over.
did Captain do the temple fight yet? Is there gonna be like any weird invisible wall or something? Oh, not taking the light beam.
Interested to see how this gets routed.
My guess is
I assume we're
going-
just doing it the normal way, but since we have supers, we don't have to do all that light world, dark world stuff.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. I thought that he would go for Warrior's Walk and then take the
Oh, it might
raid
be.
on Torvus, but no, he's headed towards Torvus Quadrant right now. Oh, no STK hints. He doesn't even know where he needs to go.
Oh yeah. Completely slipped my mind, which is, I'm almost surprised at myself for, because I was bringing it up several times, and then just forgot. That one's a little bit less forgivable than the Amorbus Dead one. I can see how I forgot that one, but this one is, not so great. Yeah, I think superless SDKs is probably going to be something that's very high on the list of things to practice after this race, because knowing where your SDKs are is so important. Not to mention that superless is also a superless you can do to get to the final bosses, so it's sort of a double duty kind of trick that you really want to learn at this level of play. So I definitely think that's probably going to be something that gets practiced before we see the next race. Because this is actually the first race of the second stage, I believe, since this is loser's bracket of stage 1. So this is actually the earliest race of this stage in the tournament. So there's going to be plenty of time before the next race where the best seed rollers will be called to act.
It's true. Do we still have one round 1 match to make
Yeah,
up for?
that actually comes after this, but since this is losers bracket and we've already got 2 losers, so we just put them against each other and watch the race. Warriors Walk, Under Temple Access, and what was the other one? Under Transit
Transit
1.
1.
Right, so that's all Warriors Walk and then Dark Torvus, yeah. Or Dark Lower Torvus. Yeah, there was a big outage of internet for the area of Canada that some of our competitors were in, so that was just a no-go.
Oh, the area of Canada that one of our competitors was in. I thought you were just like in the area of Canada.
The region of Canada has lost all internet, unfortunately.
Oh, and I finally found it. The hook shot that trades positions that I was mentioning earlier. It was from Oracle of Ages.
Oh, that would explain it, because I've not really seen any content of Oracle of Ages. I
Yeah,
don't even know what that is.
I regrettably only had a Game Boy for most of my childhood, so I got Link's Awakening and the Oracle games, and then didn't see Link to the Past, basically until the randomizers.
Okay, to be fair, Link's Awakening, really good game. So you're not losing out there. You also had Mario Picross, that's a good game. Definitely a very good Game Boy game, although I don't know how many people had it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hadn't heard of that. I got all of the off-brand ones, I think my parents found out that Final Fantasy was really popular, but of course they were all for the SNES at the time. I ended up with basically one of the Saga games rebranded as Final Fantasy to sell better in the US. It's an interesting time for video games.
Yeah,
Oh,
certainly.
and
And
here
we
we
are
go.
seeing that energy controller war.
Oh, headed to Aegon in order to get Warriors Walk first.
Yeah, we're gonna go get Warriors Walk first.
I like it. It's the light rail.
Yeah, that is a good joke, Astro. I like that. I'm stealing that. Just taking the light rail over to Aegon. More towns should build a light rail system. They're really a good balance between cost, resource usage, and meeting transportation needs. I definitely think they're a smart investment for urban planners.
And a lot safer than trying to use the grapple beam to try and get between platforms.
Yes, yes, yes. Unfortunately, a lot of people who aren't quite as nimble as the bounty hunter from space tend to fall when they're using the grapple beam. So it definitely makes more sense as a transportation solution. Alright, we're heading to Dark World now.
Hey, I would take a boost ball if it got me to work faster. I don't want to end up like the space pirates that tried barf ball though.
Yeah, the problem is that you would probably end up like boost balling into like some other person, and it would be like, I like how in Corruption there's an achievement for knocking over the robots, and it's like bowling,
Yeah, bowling for bots.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that
one.
would be unfortunate. It's like you don't respect the stop sign, you both roll into the intersection and get knocked back a block.
Yeah, that would make it a lot less practical. Speaking of Corruption, I really liked the way that the ship was actually like a mechanic in that game. I did
Yeah,
really
sadly
like
a little
the.
underdeveloped.
I would have liked if there was more to it. Like, I'm not expecting it to be like one of those fighter jet games where you've got like a fully functional cockpit, and you've got to like turn on the power, and you've got to turn on like the jet engine motor, and you got to turn on the jet, and you got to turn on the fuel. I'm not expecting that, but I'd like to see something in that sort of direction.
Yeah. I mean, even just the way they did use it with the ship missiles, I feel like there weren't that many locations where you could actually use them. But I do think that it was an interesting idea as like a compromise over power bombs, because I feel like in this game in particular, you get power bombs, and they're like, now we're gonna throw ink smashers at you, and you're like, ink smasher? What ink smasher?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm more talking about like the cockpit experience because you kind of, Asper points this out in chat. It does really sort of make you think you're gonna fly the ship because there's all these options that just have no use in gameplay. Like, at no point do you ever in the cockpit have to pull up like the armor. That doesn't serve any purpose.
Oh, the Chickahint was here.
Oh, oh, that's right. We saw it from Asper. Asper went out of bounds here. I completely forgot. That would explain why Captain did chicken.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I thought that Vellator had scanned it elsewhere, but yeah, wow. Thanks, game.
Yeah, we saw that the elevator to take us down into the lower area was not active, so we actually didn't do that. We're just going to be taking this a slightly more roundabout way. Still a pretty good, way to get into Lower Torvus.
Yeah, and this wraps things up pretty neatly. 3 keys down here. And then a cannon to shoot you right up to a safe station to get you back to the start and fight the final bosses.
Yep. It's definitely going to be, if we get this right, we can definitely go through very fast, in and out, really quickly, without any hassle. We're going to go for Under Transit 1 first. Something I'm quite happy about with the Super Metroid Rando implementation I did is actually that I can kind of just add items to the game arbitrarily. I basically had to like do a ton of work to get that to function. I'm kind of thinking I might do something with that, like, you know, Ocarina of Time and like, I guess Link to the Past has this too. There's this mode called Triforce Hunt for their randomizer.
Ooh.
I'm thinking about something similar for Super Metroid.
That actually would be really nice to mix it up as opposed to having to do the G4 every time.
I was thinking it would actually be you collect power bombs, and when you collect enough, you just use all of them to blow up Zemus. And that's how you finish out the game.
Straight to the escape sequence. Who needs Mother Brain to blow up?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I was thinking of. I was gonna call it Bomb Squad. I still kind of like that idea. Like Sam is just, you know what? I know there's a Metroid here, and I know how to get rid of it. Just save some trouble. I can definitely understand people who aren't a big fan of Triforce Hunt, though. But personally, I think it's definitely sort of an interesting when you've already spent so much time in Randa that you just need something else to do. It's just the thing that it really does, though, is it kind of messes with your ability to sort of route, because you end up having to go everywhere because you never get all of your Triforce pieces into. Arrow Razor saying hi to us. I suppose they probably will be joining us after this race if they're still here. But yeah, that's another idea I was thinking about doing with Super Metroid. I've already got the code in place, so I can just add, like, items can do anything when you pick them up. I also did add some code that can allow me to make custom sprites for them, so cross-game models are going to be coming to Super once we get sprites for that. Which I'm kind of happy about. Hopefully I do get a chance to work on that in the next few days. Alright, we're getting into Powerbomb Guardian now. Captain choosing to do the fight right now.
Yeah, I think it's just the fastest routing in order to get to that last key and then back up.
Yeah. It's 3 bomb slots, just one more. Good fight.
Arc Alpha Sporb has been defeated. Wait, Captain's not even using this to get out. What?
Well, we still gotta get our STK set up.
Oh.
And we also gotta get the one in Under Temple Access, of course.
Yeah, I agree. Powerbomb Guardian deserves to get smushed for being a Sporb. At first I was wondering if this could be the equivalent of Crocomire. They just sort of like come into its house and then, you know, use the environment to do mean things to it, but no, it's a Sporb.
Oh, wait, we already did Under Temple Access, didn't we? I missed it. I was just like, I don't know how I missed it when it's like the only thing that we have, but you know. I missed it because I kind of just knew it was happening and didn't really, like, I wasn't really thinking about it. And like you said, we're just going to be shooting for the top, heading to the save station, save warping now. Another Metroid game that has had a randomizer quite recently is Fusion. Have you played any Fusion rando?
I've seen a little bit of it, but have not experienced it myself yet. It seems pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, it's a ton of fun. Fusion, I forgot how good of a game that is to play. It's not quite as demanding as Super Metroid to get good movement, but it still is pretty technical. You are, you know, there's a lot of, you know, skill you can put into just like standard moving around. It makes it very interesting. Also very fun to route because there's so much you can do.
Oh yeah, especially, I mean, there's like, you know, still a decent amount of item locks, but the fact that you kind of have those, you have the 6 different sectors that you can, you know, sort of get to right away through the elevators.
And the fact that the security lock system, I actually think is quite, makes it quite interesting to play. So it's not locked behind you like finding the beam that opens the door, but on you getting to the security station that's always in the same place. Which I think definitely adds another element that makes Fusion Rando very interesting.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's still some item requirements to get to those doors.
Of course.
I agree, it's a very different aspect to it.
The big thing is learning where all of the soft locks are, because if you don't know where those are, it's very easy to get stuck.
Oh yeah.
Because you'll kind of forget that something was like a one-way until you're actually there. So my advice for anybody starting out with Fusion Randomizer, if you want to play, by the way, just Google MFOR, M4, Metroid Fusion Open Randomizer. The name is because it's the game is opened up, so there's no like add-on telling you can't go places. But yeah, my advice is always save at the top of every sector before you actually go down. Yeah, it really is. The Fusion map is actually really, really well done, just from even a gameplay perspective, not even from a... It's just... I love everything about Fusion. The sound effects, I think, are just like my favorite part. Because it's something that
Except
you kind
Ridley.
of miss. No, I actually kind of like Ridley, because it's loud, sure, but I think it's very visceral. The closest comparison is... Parasite Queen from the intro to Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
It's just very shrill, kind of. It's designed to sort of get that adrenaline. And... But like, my personal favorite thing about the sound effects is like the weapon sound effects in that game for like when you're shooting stuff, when you use a missile, like stuff like that. It just sounds so satisfying. And the music is also spectacular. Another favorite thing is probably just the art design. This is probably one of the only things that I don't think Dread did better than Fusion. I would have liked to see some more like color, some more variety in that.
Yeah, I think to some degree it makes sense with like Dread and like really trying to lean into like the horror themes, like mixing that up a little bit. But yeah, I think in particular just the variety of biomes that you get in Fusion helps out a lot with that.
I mean, the saturated colors didn't really kill Fusions. I guess you could call it a horror aspect. It's not really a horror game per se, but I mean, if Dread was really going for that sort of horror direction, you'd think they would make their sort of horror monster, like the Emmys, a little bit more threatening. Fusion definitely has a better monster, so to speak. That's a very good Emperor Ring 1. That's super fast.
Oh yeah, you got all the tools now, which definitely help with it, but also just the pinpoint shooting on getting those tentacles down fast, and then one cycling there. Definitely
getting knocked off by the emote there. Alright, this is a pretty good Emperor too. We are out of power bombs though. We didn't get a refill since we probably would have done if we were playing ship start, but obviously standard settings is the start at Great Temple. So no easy refills. We just have to take whatever we've got left over.
Yeah, I think I'd take Great Temple start for the smoother beginning rather than having to do the initial path over easy refills when you warp to start any day.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a lot like very good Emperor Infantry as well.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of something that just happens in a lot of the Super Metroid, a lot of the Metroid games. Super Metroid, one of them, where you just have this one first item that you always get first. In Prime 2, with these settings, that's Dark Alpha Splinter. Obviously, Fusion has the first data room. Super Metroid has the Morph Ball, so on and so forth. But yeah, hopefully we're going to see a good Dark Samus fight out of Captain. Hopefully we see a good DS4 skip. I would love to see that. Yeah, Bereni is probably my favorite in terms of environmental design for Dread. That's where they really hit the ball out of the park. I like when you first arrive and you see the like stormy waves crashing against that building. And then that moment everybody remembers is obviously when you're descending into that really big room full of water and the camera just pulls back and you just see the massive scale of that area. I think that's really where Dread comes into its own the most.
Up, and here's Dark Samus. Womp.
No, this isn't. We're not centered yet.
Oh, okay.
You're getting mixed up. We're not centered until you see that big sphere of Phazon.
Yeah.
Which is now. We did get like a tiny bit further into the health bar before DS4 happened. Bellator and Haldadrin forfeit because they couldn't carry on with it. They couldn't do any future matches, so they finished out the seed and then forfeit because they wouldn't have any time to play, which is definitely understandable.
Yeah, it's very nice of them because like they could have gone on and then forfeit to the next one and given the next team a bye. This sort of maximizes the competitive, I guess, the number of actual matches we get to see.
Yes, this is increasing the number of games, which I'm always happy about. Missile right to the face.
But yeah, this is a little bit of a punishment to Captain. Had to actually finish out this seed. Been on this for gosh, at least 45 minutes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Hive Entrance had supers. And getting to Hive Entrance was terrible. Dark Beam on Training Chamber. Ouch. That was not a good thing to have happen. This seed, just in general, really, really weird. Another miss to the face. Alright. Dark Samus coming down. And coming back up. Alright, we've just got one shot left. And that's the time.
GG. That's an official time of 2:55:41.
And I'll mark them done. So hopefully they'll be joining us here in a second.
What's up?
We've got Arrow Razor with us. Welcome, GG.
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 Is Captain going to be joining us today?
Yes, to be here in just a second. First off,
they are.
this might be the worst seed we've had of this tournament.
Absolutely. I
think across all races, this might have been the worst seed. But secondly, what the heck happened?
It was an accidental DNF. I could see it in the text.
No, it wasn't. Semis actually was forfeiting to you.
Oh wait,
they actually they couldn't take a match next week, so they wanted to leave the tournament, and they decided to play out this one last game before forfeiting. So as Bellator finished, they forfeited instead of finishing.
We were legitimately confused about that. We thought
I was too until we got them in the chat.
We thought Bellator screw attacked out of bounds trying to get to Sky Temple and lost a lot of progress or something.
Yeah. Because that was the only thing that made sense. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
No. Evidently, also, hold on a second. Let me change my mic settings.
Also, I am really glad I decided to commit to the full clear anyway, because the last check in my seed was hard required.
Yeesh. Yeah, I mean, you could see the difference between me and Bellator there on an execution level right there. Just clearly, I cannot live without super missiles at the moment.
Yes. Bellator making do without missiles is really what got them the win. First, when they didn't have Seeker missiles, this was before they had finished Thardus, although they did get Thardus done a bit before you guys did.
Not surprised, I last locationed it. Well, yes. minus the Ice Beam.
Haldadge didn't do like Flogger and stuff, so they were a bit ahead there.
Oh, I was thinking about skipping Flogger too, but then I was like, it's logically required. The chances of something being here is very high. Let's do it.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. That's not where I think you guys went wrong. I think that was a smart decision that just didn't pay off this race.
Yeah. So
the real one is Bellator Seeker lock skips into Torbus, gets there super early, gets a bunch of hints. Hint, Chica dead. Hint, light suit on Plane of Dark Warship. Hint, all of these like useful hints, and gets the Spider Ball. That early was a real game changer.
So when we were looking for supers, we wrote it off as either bad case scenario or worst case scenario. The only reason Captain fought quad is we were preparing for Torvus energy controller.
We were a little confused at first, but we figured it out eventually.
It didn't help that there was no hints for super missiles, unless they were just in lower Torvus and they were just unreachable, because it's like, I can't do anything if I don't know where to go.
There were a few that neither of you got in lower Torvus, so we don't know if there were hints there. You might have to check. You might have to run back to seed and check yourself later.
Yeah, but odds were pretty good that it was super locked, super hint.
Yeah, we both agreed to that. It's like, there's no way it's not.
Yeah, but the big one that got Bellator in is super skips. Bellator did super skips like 3 different times. We both
agreed. We talked about this the first time we faced them. This was a rematch race because we faced each other in Swiss.
Yes.
And the reason we eked out of that one was because we got lucky with Seeker missiles, because they were in a check that we kind of routed in a little more efficiently, because again, I was in BK mode too long.
But we knew going into this, if super missiles is the bottleneck, we're in danger.
Yeah, is that something that you guys are thinking of practicing later? Because
it has been on my to-do list, like at least for Sky Temple Gateway. That's the
one. The Sky Temple Gateway one was the most important. That told Bellator where all of the SDKs were well before you guys had hints.
Yeah, no, and it didn't help that again that super missiles were literally the last item in this logic chain, because not only did Arrow need to get me Echo Visor and Annihilator Beam, I needed to go use that to go get Dark Visor in Sentinel's Path, then go to Hive Entrance for super missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Bellator actually ended up
logically.
not getting supers at all. You can see it's not in their tracker. They
Yeah,
walk
we
off
noticed that.
to.
I don't see
it.
I don't see Annihilator either, which I'm not surprised. Like I told Captain, like after his legs, like there's a good chance since Bellator was doing a lot of that we assumed he was doing super skips. I'm like, there's a
Yeah,
good
if you're doing
chance.
super skips, Light Suit wasn't required, Annihilator wasn't required, Dark Visor Echoes not required if you're doing those super skips.
Yeah,
So
even
really,
then,
that's
though,
actually
Dark,
a really big one in these race settings.
yeah, Dark
Yeah.
Visor was in FTA, so, but still, it's like I don't think anyone would think of
That's
Hive
right.
Entrance immediately after getting.
Yeah,
Dark
it's so
Visor.
far down your list of priorities.
Like
Like
yeah,
you're
we were
thinking Sank Map Station, you're thinking main gyro, Echo Lock item, you're thinking all of these other things before you even consider Hive Entrance.
yeah. When I saw Halogen finish, my response was okay. Either A, already full cleared because I'm about done with the full clear, with the exception of a few very out of the way checks, or Bellator is super skipping all over the place. Turns out
Yeah.
we were technically right.
Speaking of other obscure items, how much were you expecting Dark Beam to not be included in the seed?
A little highly, and I was a little
We were actually getting there.
concerned.
And then I saw it in training. Like, wait, I don't have boost ball. Then immediately
Thankfully, it
finds
was
boost
right
ball.
there. Semis actually
Yeah.
had a slightly more advantageous routing where they ended up getting the boost ball first
Yeah.
before they went into Magma Pool, which I think was very smart to save that for later because obviously training chamber item,
Yeah.
ended up
Also,
getting that.
shout outs to Life Grove actually being nothing for once.
It had
Yeah.
Wave Buster. You can't complain about Wave Buster. It's Wave Buster. Come on.
Well, that's my cue to hop out of here though. I have food done, so
All right,
I'm gonna go
Razor,
eat some
you
food.
played a great game.
GG's.
We'll be seeing you
GG.
next race.
Yeah, I don't even know who we're up against, but GG's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
haven't had a
played
chance
great.
to look
See
at
ya.
that either. But yeah, so
I
I'll
don't
fully
think
admit
it's not determined yet because the other losers bracket match
that's
doesn't
right.
even have its
'Cause,
competitors because
yeah, that
first
that
the
got
other
thrown.
the final match in part one has to finish and that determines who plays the other losers bracket match in part two, which determines who you play next.
And that got very significantly delayed because of the massive internet outage last week up north. So, yeah, that's we're just gonna have to sit back and wait that out. But yeah, I'll fully confess that this didn't feel like a brackets level play at it. My mid to late game before go mode was definitely not my best work today. But I will say that I was happy with my starting. Getting all translated was nice, except the hints that I read were utter trash besides the plasma beam hint.
Hints were trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mid game I will fully confess was not my best. But hey, at least I got Screw Attack into the Dynamo Works tunnel first try.
It actually ended up being Prime that ended up holding things up for quite a while.
Yeah,
The problem isn't so much that I'd say the problem is that you weren't using all of that time very advantageously when you could have. Like, there was a lot of the time where you were expecting to get your next Aegon key, where you were, supers or Aegon key, and sitting in. What's the room jump rating called?
Junction Site. I was waiting for either Dark Beam or Super Missiles.
No,
to
Junction
show up.
Site is the
not Junction
Morph
Site,
tunnel.
Judgment Pit. Judgment Pit.
Yeah, you're right.
Because what I was waiting to happen is I assumed Dark Beam or Supers were next on the list, so it was either get Supers, check Warrior's Walk, or get Dark Beam, check Broom Closet, and in Cache 4, so as not to last location those later. And then at the same time, when I realized Dark Beam gives me Sank access, the rest of Sank, I went to go get Arrow's Plasma Beam because I wanted to make sure he can at least do as much as he could before I started doing stuff, considering he's already mostly cleared his seed by that point.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a lot. There's definitely a lot that went on with this seed. I do recommend you watching it back, actually.
I do. I will certainly, and I think I'm still trying to get the hang of the Super Missile skip for Sky Temple Gateway. I just haven't been able to take the real time and practice to get it done. Which
I totally get that.
Considering we got a little bit of time before the next match, we'll get it done.
Yeah, you got this round's match done very early, so you've got quite a bit of time to practice.
Indeed, yeah, we have until the next round won't start until mid to late next week, if I'm reading my notes right.
Something like that. What do you rate your chances are for eventually taking home the championship?
You know, considering who we are going to be up against later down the road, you know, we're up against some very high class opponents, and this goes for my mentality. This goes pretty much for any rando match. Any opponent has a chance of absolutely railing me if it turns out that the routing ends up being bad, because rando will rando, you know.
Yeah.
And like, look at take round 5 for example. You know, we were up against Aaron and DF, and they are absolutely masters of their craft. And the same for PVC Pipe when we want to get up against them in round 4. They were pretty good players, and that was a pretty close match.
Out of this world. They're doing so good.
Yeah, so I mean, realistically, any team has a chance of knocking us out, and we're basically on the bottom of the line now. So we're just hanging in there, I guess. Although we have to, I guess we really should extend our thanks to Croustillants for letting us stay in, despite absolutely baking us.
Yeah, that was very gracious of them. I definitely think that was nice of them to sort of maximize the number of matches that get played.
Only half baking you.
Well, they completely baked us. Based on how things played out, looks like it played out, that we got baked.
But yeah, next round you could be up against either PVC Pipe or German Galaxy. So a PVC Pipe rematch could be a possibility. How would you feel about that?
PVC Pipe rematch would be pretty good, but I definitely got to get my act together before with super skips before that happens. I was trying to do the Seeker Missile skip in Aegon Portal Terminal, and I almost got it at one point, and then of course
Transit Center,
Transport Center, yeah. But and then of course AeroRazor gives me Seeker Missiles literally a minute into me trying that. It's actually kind of funny.
Bellator actually did that exact thing and ended up getting way to Torvis before Seekers came up for them.
Yeah, I figured that's another one of his good tricks, and the other thing is the out of bounds to get the fight in Torvis Temple. So I take it that means Bellator got Dark Beam before getting there, to Torvis.
No, actually, didn't have Dark Beam going into Torvis.
Oh, so did he end up just wall crawling all the way around the temple instead of triggering the fight?
Yeah, they actually got into energy controller without supers, so they actually
got
had
an energy controller. Okay,
which is why they didn't fight Chica.
And then they could use the elevator to get down later. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any final comments?
No, just once again, GG's, and in all seriousness, congratulations to Croustillants. And again, a very, very big thank you.
Yeah, this was a fantastic game. I enjoyed commentating that. I'll see you next mission. And be sure to follow our runners, and I'm just glad to have been here today. Thanks, everyone.
See you next mission, folks.
See y'all.